What's going on, Brews and Ball? We're here with all four of us. I got me, Dave. Anybody else want to introduce themselves?
Guido.
And Tim.
What's up? It's Matt.
So we got the original Breakfast and Ball crew. with
Yes,
Dave
sir.
and Matt here. We recently switched to Brews and Ball, and we added two of our friends, Brian and Timmy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for the intro, since we're Brews and Ball, I like to start with introducing our beers. So, Matt, what beer do you got?
I got a IPA. It's called a hazy little thing.
Hazy little thing?
okay.
What's the brewing company?
It is family owned. It is I can't even see it on here, dude. It's so dark in here. I can't see anything in this shed. Nevada Brewing. There you go. Nevada Brewing.
I'm gonna check that out next time I'm in Vegas.
So what do we got? Juicy Bone is what we're all drinking.
Yes, sir.
Tropical IPA.
Never had.
It makes Flying Fish. Not bad, not bad. Little orange citrus. Oh, man.
It's actually like a sweeter beer.
It's not bad.
It's actually
I
not.
thought it was gonna be like an orange crush, but it's a little.
I think we
Little
have
more sweet.
technical difficulties. We are only on YouTube. We are not on X. For some reason, it did not go on X.
Restart the whole thing.
No, we're going with it. We're gonna add it. I do believe we added it.
It says a check mark up there.
Hopefully
Let me
that
look.
worked. And we are live on X now. That's great.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, you guys want to catch the intro? You can go on YouTube
Yep. We got.
later tomorrow. But
Yeah, we're gonna start.
continue with the intro of my beer.
Yeah.
Regular beer. A beer that tastes like beer.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what the brewing company is. It's an American craft lager, and the company is The Claw Brewing Company. It does not say what it's based out of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh no, it's a Baltimore Brewing Company.
Oh no
Shit.
shit.
Let's go.
That's what we did. That's what we need to do. Just start drinking Baltimore
Yeah, straight.
beers.
It tastes like a beer.
Hey,
It
a regular beer.
That's what we're
tastes
looking for.
like a regular beer.
There we go. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's start off with we're going to go through each divisional game,
Mm-hmm.
and with both teams, we're going to go with their previous opponents. So let's start with Commanders versus Lions. Commanders played the Buccaneers last week. How do we think they did, Matt?
I thought both teams played pretty well. Obviously, everyone I think that watched the game obviously saw the fumble at the end was just a nail in the coffin. Tampa literally gave the game away.
Crazy.
Yeah, I saw Bucky Irving made a sketchy call with cutting in on the inside instead of going straight. I think that cost them the game more than anything, because if he would have just kept going straight, he would have got the first down. It would have got the Bucs in a better position to score and win the game.
And honestly, with the Commanders, I feel like their coaching decisions made everything a little bit harder on themselves. I feel like they were down at the goal line or the red zone, and they went for it on fourth when they could have took the easy three. I believe they were down by 7, and if they would have made that, they would have been down by 4, and then they just ultimately had to rely on their kicker again, which that was shaky, and make that game winner. But I don't know, their coaching was iffy.
I don't think it was. I think they had nothing to lose that game.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
my
first
opinion.
time.
I mean, it's the first time in 20
years?
years. Like
But it's
20
the
years.
playoffs.
Skins go to the playoffs.
But still, I mean, if this is your one chance,
For the first time they
you're
won
gonna
a
go
game.
for it. Yeah,
but
you're
Yeah, you're
you're
gonna
putting
go for it.
everything out there to try to seal that deal. And look, I mean, they won. They walked away
Right,
with it.
they
And
did.
big ups to Bobby Wagner, still in the league, who made that play.
oh, he's a dog.
Yeah.
Who's the one who he recovered that fumble that there was the missed handoff? That was Wagner, which is crazy.
So who do we all have that game? I had
the Commanders. I
think
caught
you
it.
won.
I wasn't included on this. You know what I mean? Just coming back to the pod, but I had the Commanders too. I think the Bucks, I don't know, they just look a little bit too inconsistent, and I feel like Jaden Daniels, he's having an outstanding year, and just the way that he's playing all season. They got beat bad by the Bucks, I believe, earlier in the season, so definitely a bounce back win for him.
Yeah, I definitely had a Tampa Bay because I just feel Baker has shown a couple wild card seasons now that he plays well in that first game in the playoffs, and he has that experience. That one run he did with Cleveland, then last year with Tampa, that little bit of experience with the Tampa roster. I thought their offense was more weaponized in Tampa. I thought they were just gonna put up too many points for Washington.
Yeah, I figured we all thought it was gonna be a shootout.
Yeah, nah, dude. I thought the Bucks in the NFC playoff race. I thought the Bucks were the most dangerous team, and they proved to me that they are shit. They could not beat the Commanders. Like Jaden Daniels outperformed Baker. Jaden Daniels had a fucking game. Like he balled the fuck out for a rookie.
But let's not. Commanders have a great defense.
Yeah,
I said that from the in last pod. I'm like, yes, Buccaneers can put up 40 points on any team. They'll just come out and drop a 40-point game.
Right.
But this Commanders defense, solid. So I mean, you've seen what happened. If they can't get them big plays off rip and they have to slowly work the clock, Commanders do the same thing. They're gonna work the clock. They got super long drives. I think one drive was like 11 plays and it took up half of a quarter.
One thing that does scare me about the Commanders, and this is why I think they're going to lose the next game, is their running game wasn't.
No,
it wasn't there. Brian Robinson Jr. just underperformed. He couldn't do nothing.
Couldn't get it going.
If he couldn't do anything against the Bucks, he's definitely not going to do anything against the Lions.
No.
And Austin Eckler, he's on the back end of his career.
Hutchinson coming back.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to be hungry.
Yeah, like I said, it's just going to be like David versus Goliath that game, man. It's just going to feel so overmatched going in, especially just with how potent Detroit's offense is. I don't think Commanders are going to be able to keep up with the score in this one.
For sure.
All right, so Lions had a bye week. They're getting healthy. David Montgomery's back. Aiden Hutchinson's back.
Bro, I thought he was
Everybody's
out for the
coming
year.
back. And do we think that they are going to? We all think they're going to beat the Commanders. Yes.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, so that's our pick. We all picked the Lions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
Hell of a career. Not a career. Hell of a season for Jaden Daniels. He's definitely going to build off of this for his second year. Yeah. But the Lions, they're just too high-powered for him. They just are.
My biggest thing is they're not going to be able to stop that run.
No
the
way.
Lions' run game is just – it's too much and getting Montgomery back. I think Commanders they're a bottom-tier defense against the run. They're, like, lower in the league. And, I mean, you got, like, top 3 run offense right there.
For sure.
Getting weapons back, it's going to be too much. It's too much run.
Yeah, their offense is just like there's some times when you watch certain games and like they would do lose yards on a play or be like a long third down, and they're all just feel like they know they're going to get the first down still. Like either they're going to get a big play on this one, or they're going to get it to 4th and 1, and they're going to go for it and get it. Their level of just confidence on their offense is just that's an intimidation factor in my mind. It's like walking in, you know you're going to have to put up 30+ points to keep up. It feels like.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Lions can go any direction. They can run the ball.
Amarov's so great, dude.
Yeah, they got
and it doesn't matter how poorly Goff plays, the Lions can still beat the brakes off of any team, and it's ridiculous.
Right. He's the perfect game manager for the type of team that they have going on with the run game and how he goes off the play action with all the weapons. St. Brown, Jamo Waymo. I love that guy. Yeah. He's having an outstanding year this year, regardless of his little injury bug in the midseason. But I like their weapons a lot.
I agree.
All right, so we all said the Lions will win. Let's move on to the next NFC game. It's Rams versus Eagles. First, we're going to start with who did the Rams play? The Vikings. We're going to start with Rams versus Vikings. What do we think?
Got it.
Matt, what do you think?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think I said me and David talked about this before too. Like the Rams is another team. Once they get in the playoffs, they're gonna be hot and dangerous. their offense when they're clicking on offense, man, they are fun to watch. I think what the first drive they had, it was 6 for 6 from Matt Stafford, 65 yards and a touchdown. I mean, that O
he went off
line.
that first half, and not only the offense went off, but the defense went off on tying a playoff record with 9 sacks for the entire game.
That's insane.
They killed Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold had the shit, like he just shit the bed. I don't know what else to
That
He
boy
was
to
running
say.
for his life.
he
all
was
game.
seeing ghosts
Yeah.
again. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
right. He just shit the bed, man. Like honestly, like I had hope for the Vikings with what they did this season, but at the end of the day, I had the Rams, but just the simple fact of how Sam Darnold was playing, I was a little bit optimistic for him, but like he just proved again, like he's Sam Darnold. He just I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like Sam Darnold definitely had a bad game, but you can't blame the entire game on him. Both sides of the ball didn't play well. The O line was a little horrendous too.
Yeah,
But, I'm not a Sam Darnold believer, but I feel like he still probably is going to get a Baker Mayfield style contract maybe somewhere. They might consider
Sam
it.
Darnold believer. You
I think-
are a Sam Darnold believer.
See,
I
You are
think
a Sam Darnold believer.
but Matt,
you don't
I
think he's
that
shown enough to
Sam-
get a 20 to 25 million a year contract?
I don't think he gets a contract. I think they're on JJ.
See, I think Sam Darnold washed away his contract in 60 minutes.
Pretty
With
much.
like his past 6 months, he washed it away within 60 minutes of that game.
I don't know. I don't know.
What
Like
do
I
the
said,
Vikings have to lose with getting rid of Sammy, not paying him? They don't have to pay him anything. He can get a contract from anywhere else, like a Nick Foles contract, right? What are the Vikings going to lose with putting in JJ? They could have the same success.
But honestly, see, my thing with the Viking situation is Sam Darnold did prove a lot, but you have JJ coming in off a torn ACL, and we don't know how he's going to do at all. I'm like the Vikings saw what Sam Darnold could do.
Yeah.
So I think with this being the best team that he's been on, I think I have a better I think that Sam Darnold is the way. I think they should ship off JJ, honestly.
I'm against
Think
that.
that. See, I think you keep Sam Darnold at least for another year
Okay.
and let him mentor a little bit of knowledge that he can get ball. Because I mean, they still
He's
play
not going to
great
want a
all year.
mentor. He's going to want to be a starter.
No, he's gonna start.
Yeah, I don't
Let-
think he's starting.
Let Sam Darnold start a couple games. Bring JJ in. Let him take over the rest of the season. Let Sam Darnold. Okay, yeah, you start.
You know,
Let him get a couple
JJ
games in and let
on-
JJ see.
on X was gloating.
He said, I seen a tweet by
In-
JJ McCarthy.
in, like,
He was
French.
praising, he was
praising,
thanking God or something.
about fate. It's fate.
Right.
Yeah, something to do with fate.
And it was because Sam Darnold. Well, what we speculate is because Sam Darnold shit the bed.
Right. Yeah.
My
He
man
was definitely
he was
happy.
praying on that down.
He one hater. He one hater. Please let us lose.
So
That's
Greedo, you
crazy.
said like keep him for one more year. Then that's what you said, and then kind of let him start, and then JJ kind of come in at one point.
Even if they
So how would you? I mean, like, what would be your plan to keep him 1 year? Like, what do you offer him for that 1 year time? Because you're gonna have to pay him something.
Right.
Yeah. That is up. That's why I'm not owning an
The
organization.
franchise tag's at what, 35?
That's what I'm saying. Why not why not do a 2 year, 50 mil, front heavy, back heavy, and then cut him on incentives on the end?
Well,
Like you do
what
with
I'm
other
saying
contracts.
is, I mean,
That's a lot of
incentives,
money.
but incentives could be a good idea because I mean, honestly, look at what Dallas did. You just bench him when he gets close to his incentives.
Yeah,
That's cruddy. Dallas is cruddy.
it's funny, but I mean,
That's how you get players to not play.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I'm at least I feel like it would be bad to just throw JJ right in next season after because what they finished the record with 12 and were they 12 wins?
Vikings had
Like,
15 wins.
So 15 wins.
Yeah, they're 15-2.
You throw JJ in next year and they don't even get close to 15 wins.
Mhm.
You know how bad that's
The
going to
thing
be
is,
on him.
with the Vikings, I don't think the quarterback was like. Obviously, Sam Darnold had a great year. He had an MVP caliber season. Yes,
You could say
At
that.
one point, he was
in
was getting-
his
yeah.
he was
Agreed
getting-
to disagree.
he had a good year.
he
He had a really good year.
okay. I feel like you can stick any quarterback in there. You have Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones, a great offensive line. Obviously not great against the Rams because they killed them. But and then you had a top 5, not even top 5, top 2 defense in the league.
Right. Shit, you could have thrown me in there, and now I'm gonna put up Sam Darnold numbers.
I say,
with them weapons.
Screw Sam Darnold, get him out of there. You don't even have to offer him a contract. You just say, okay, thanks for playing this season. We appreciate it. You got us the record 15 wins. All right, good luck somewhere else. Start JJ and just play with it. You rented a quarterback for a year expecting nothing, and got to the playoffs. True. You got kicked out of the playoffs instantly, but you still went to the playoffs and had a 15-win season.
True. Do we think it could have been different if they got that number 1 bye?
I think it would have. Yeah, I think it could have been different.
Yeah, it could have been. Because I mean, they would have been alive they would have been alive. They wouldn't be fucking kicked out.
Yeah.
Wild card. So you never know what would happen there. But ultimately, Vikings had a great season, but they shit the bed. And Matt Stafford and company. Matt Stafford looked like 2012 Joe. You know what I mean? He was out there slinging that rock. Puka looks good. Cup's looking good. Kyron's looking great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
where do we think Sam Darnold would go? What if he went back to the Jets?
Fuck
yeah. No. What if he went back to the Jets?
I don't know. I don't know where he would go.
Maybe Indy.
Indy?
Maybe
what?
Maybe Indy.
I don't know if the Colts haven't given up on Richardson yet, which I think they should.
They should.
Then
I don't know.
I don't see him going to Indy.
I definitely.
Because I think Flacco's still there.
Yeah. Flacco might just retire, bro.
Flacco's probably done this year.
Yeah, he's done. I call it quits, Joe.
He didn't play that well.
I love you. I respect you, but it's your time.
He made Josh Downs look good. He made him look like
Josh Downs in fantasy, boy. Woohoo! Josh Downs was carrying me in fantasy.
Oh, shit.
All right, so we're done with Rams Vikings. Let's move on to the Rams' opponent, Eagles, and they played the Packers last week. How do we feel about that poor performance by Jordan Love?
Poor performance by Jordan Love. What about the poor performance from Jalen Hurts?
True, that's what I'm about to say. Exactly.
Honestly, I'm not worried about how Jordan Love did. I'm worried about how Jalen Hurts did.
Dude, he had less than 50 yards in the first half.
They will not survive the playoffs if Jalen Hurts performs like that next week. No way.
I mean, he played like that during their Super Bowl run.
But that can't happen.
Besides the Super Bowl, he played fantastic. That whole playoff run,
But that was bad. I thought that was like a borderline bad. AJ Brown had all-pro. AJ Brown was sitting on the sideline.
AJ Brown, you see what he had to say? AJ Brown was pissed.
He's been pissed all year.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's going to hurt them too, having a diva as a wide receiver.
Jalen Hurts was scared to throw down the field. He was not trying to take no shots. He was just doing 5 and outs, little hitch routes, screens. Like, he was not trying to take no risk. You have one of the best number 2s in the league along with all-pro A.J. Brown. Why are you not taking a risk, especially with how many turnovers Green Bay gave him? I just don't understand.
He just relies on Saquon too much. He got too comfy letting Saquon
Saquon's an MVP running back for a reason. Yeah. He's an MVP caliber running back for a reason.
For sure.
And then just like Philly's defense is just going to have to carry a little bit too.
Philly's defense looks fucking great this year.
They look great, but they're going to have to carry.
What do you think about the Packers in the future, though, with Jordan Love and what they got going on?
I don't know, man, because the problem is Jordan Love shows like flashes, and then his highs are kind of like good, but his lows are so bad sometimes. So I think he's so inconsistent. I
definitely think he needs to get some better weapons. I seen something today, I believe. Devontae Adams was on a talk show, and he was saying that Green Bay might need some help. Honestly, I don't see Devontae staying with the Jets. At all.
He's out of there.
No. There's no reason for him to stay.
They need another wide receiver over there. I mean, Dobbs is decent. Jalen Reed's cool, but they're not
Dobbs is another diva. Like,
right.
If he don't get the ball, if he don't get targeted like 10 times a game, he fucking throws a fit.
Yeah.
And Christian Watson's always hurt. The only player that's reliable is Jaden Reed and that rookie Wicks. He was
Right.
a dog. He was
Yeah,
okay.
Wicks did-
When he got the ball, he was good.
Yeah,
He didn't get the ball much this year.
And like Jalen Reed, he doesn't show up on
I
big
fuck
games
with
as
him,
well. I remember fucking with the Lions, he didn't even touch the ball. I don't think Joseph had him locked up.
Nope.
Kirby's defensive player of the year, in my opinion.
Definitely,
He's a dog.
I definitely think that he's been balling all
Yeah,
year.
He's a dog. All right, so we didn't have much to say about the shitty Eagles.
Also, Alexander is gone.
Yeah, he said he's not coming back.
He's not coming back to Green Bay, so
Yeah.
I don't know how that defense is going to be. They got a lot of moving parts.
They could just hit the rebuild button. Why not?
But
Matt LaFleur's not bad at coach. He can do it.
I do believe in Jordan Love a bit more than Justin Herbert, though. But we'll talk about that.
You said rebuild and
Rebuilding Green Bay. Not court. Like, don't keep Jordan Love.
I know that, but
like put some weapons around him.
Yeah.
Rebuild the defense. The defense is
it's not like you didn't try to make moves on the offseason. You did bring in Josh Jacobs. I know he's not a receiver, but he is.
Josh Jacobs, Josh Jacobs played well this season. He had a slow start, but he finished strong.
Yeah. Like rebuild. I mean, rebuild is like kind of restarting. I think you just need to retool a couple pieces. I don't think they're drastically away. I just think they need that number one kind of star power on the offense.
They need a wide receiver that's willing to fucking get down and dirty.
Yeah. So, I mean, could you imagine maybe obviously you wouldn't go there, but like a receiver like a DK Metcalf style receiver, just like a big physical guy.
Yeah.
You can just depend on going down the field. That would be such a help for him.
Like I said, just bring Tay back. He's already comfortable with Green Bay.
I think you bring Devontae. So before Devontae went to the Jets, I had speculated that he was going to go to Green Bay. And the reason being is because he's still in contact with the owners and the coaches.
Right.
And he could teach these young wide receivers how to ball.
Yeah, they have potential. Their young core definitely has potential.
I am high on Romeo Doubs, but him showing how much of a selfish player he is this year, kind of you're not the right fit for the Packers.
Yeah.
I think if Devontae Adams goes in, he talks to Jaden Reed and Wicks. And Watson, I think Watson's career's cut short.
He's too inconsistent, and he's hurt all the time.
So I think you bring in Tay Adams. You figure out the Romeo Doubs situation, whether he's a team player or not. But get Adams in to talk to Reed and Wicks and help them build on their game, and they will have a great wide receiver duo. Because they're both dogs. They're both very young players and very good players at that.
Yeah, 100%.
But is that all we got on Philly and Green Bay? I mean, it's kind of really nothing. The Packers kind of shit the bed. Eagles didn't play well, but they won the game.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just really concerned for Jalen. Jalen that's the biggest concern for him.
All right, so is your concern going to this game with Eagles versus Rams in the divisional round? Who do you think? Who do you got?
I have the Eagles still, but I think it's going to be a really, really tight game. I think I'm predicting Saquon to have a monster week this week. Just because he had a good game last week, but it wasn't super Saquon Barkley that we've seen this year. So I think he's going to be due for one.
So I had over 100 yards.
The big question is that are the Eagles going to keep up with the high-powered offense that Matt Stafford operates, and is Jalen Hurts going to perform well?
Well, the thing with the high-powered offense with the Rams, which, like I said, when they're hot, they're unbeatable, it feels like. But the thing you've seen this season was 1 week it'll be on, 1 week it's off.
Yep.
1 week on, 1 week off. It's been
the
very
last 5 weeks before they played the Vikings. The last 5 weeks they were dog shit on offense. They did not score more than 13 points in a game.
Right.
Yeah.
They were not that great. Their defense was bailing them out. But
and their individual players are doing their
the Rams have to do to win this game. Sorry. What'd you say, Matt? You
you good. No, you good.
So what the Rams have to do to win this game, they have to start off hot. If they don't start off hot and they let that Eagles D-line get in there and tear Matthew Stafford apart, that's it. I don't think the Rams survive.
Definitely.
I agree. Eagles defense is.
I got the Rams. I got the Rams.
I got Eagles.
Matt Stafford is
I'm staying
a
10 toes
Super Bowl
down.
quarterback. He's got the weapons. I think he's going to perform.
I took Rams last week because of their high-powered offense, but I think this Eagles defense matches up too well with them. And then on the other side of the ball, the main problem with the Eagles offense is just their QB. Well, when you got a Saquon who can just run the ball, and the Rams aren't too great against the run as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, let Jalen Hurts do those 5-yard checkdowns. All right, 5 yards to go. Give Saquon the ball.
Right.
And just push, and Saquon their way through that game. That's all they got to do.
But even if they don't give it to Saquon and Jalen Hurts, grows a
he
fucking,
could ball out.
So Jalen Hurts grows a pair and starts fucking launching the rock. AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, who's guarding them? There's nobody. There's nobody to cover them.
And like I said, I think I agree with Greedo too, man. It's just I think you're going to see like a monster game by Saquon this week. You're going to see something crazy. 140 yards running with like 60 yards receiving or something crazy that really just is too much for the Rams to kind of counteract.
Saquon's getting 2 touchdowns.
2 tutties.
He's good for 2 tutties.
He's getting 2, possibly 3. He
monster game this week.
Right.
All right, so we all have the Eagles winning except for Timmy. He chose the Rams.
Rams, come on now.
I respect it.
All right, so we got Lions. We all picked the Lions, so it would be Lions versus Eagles or Lions versus Rams on Timmy's side.
Lions versus Rams, baby.
So let's say NFC Championship happens. We got Lions versus Eagles. Who do we got?
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
I think Lions are going to the Bowl.
I do too.
I got Philly.
Philly. What makes you say that?
I'm standing 10 toes down on my Super Bowl picks. I picked Philly and Baltimore.
Battle of the Beltway.
And the Beltway, yeah.
I got Philly and Baltimore. Battle of the Birds.
Honestly, I just don't want that to happen just because that'll start like a civil war. That'll start a civil war, man. Like, our cities are going to be colliding.
Bro,
they're both crazy. Crazy fan bases.
The fan bases alone are so goddamn ghetto that it's going to be the Ghetto Bowl. Like, that's just what it's going to be. There's going to be a lot of chirping on X, Facebook, out in the streets. There's a lot of chirping.
So I don't want to parade after the Super Bowl. Because people are going to be some emotional motherfuckers.
I think Detroit's going to beat him down. I think it's going to be a beatdown almost.
It's going to be a beatdown against that defense?
Yep. I have a weird feeling with this one. I think they're going to make a big statement. And I think
Detroit's just going to be on a roll.
Yeah, I just think they're going to be on a roll. They're getting all their guys back. I think you saw from that game against the Vikings 2 weeks ago, too, when they switched what's-his-face to cover Jefferson. Yes, Jefferson broke a few times, but he definitely got locked up a good bit that game, too. Yeah. So I think their defense is starting to be able to kind of meet up with the talent on the other side of their ball as well.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think Lions are definitely probably the most complete
I do think
team.
the Lions can win.
Yeah,
I think they're the most complete team.
But I'm rocking.
Lions have a defense that can stop the run, stop the pass game, and then on the other side, I mean, they have an explosive offense who can either run the rock all game or throw all game.
And it doesn't matter if their quarterback throws 5 picks; they can still win the game.
We've seen it, so it's like,
what was that against Tennessee though?
Houston.
5 picks.
Yeah, 5 picks. Houston.
No, it was Houston.
Houston's defense. We'll get to that. Well, that's the next game we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
we're all Lions except David. Right. Eagles.
So if we go to an NFC Championship game and it's the Lions versus Rams, who are we picking?
I think
Lions regardless. I think the Lions they're complete.
I said last week, I don't care who the Lions play. I pick the Lions.
It's just like the Lions, you feel like you got to put up more than 40 points even to keep up with them. So I just think even with that high-powered offense in LA, they have been so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to see this week.
No, absolutely.
Definitely.
All right, so we got our NFC picks.
Let's move on to the AFC.
It'd be cool to see the Lions make it. I don't want them to win.
The divisional matchup right now is Texans at Chiefs. We're going to start with the Texans in their previous game with the Chargers. What a disappointing game.
That
for
was
Jim
so
Harbaugh.
disappointing. That was so disappointing. Like with what the Texans were coming in with, I was certain that the Chargers and Justin Herbert were gonna lead them guys to victory.
That's what I thought.
The Texans, with Stephon Diggs being out, Tank Dell, they're limited on weapons. Joe Mixon, he's been doing great, but just him and Nico Collins, I wasn't there. Yeah, it wasn't
Texans
promising.
were supposed to be the frauds. Like, they were supposed to be frauds.
I
They
wouldn't
came
even call
in
them
and
frauds,
proved
though.
that they can.
They've been battling injuries. I wouldn't consider them frauds.
I don't know. CJ Stroud, it's not looked good at all this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his
But then he
top wide
walks into his
receivers have been in
playoff
and
game and
out.
has a game. And then the thing is, he didn't have a complete game because the first half he was shaky. He was extremely shaky the first half.
He settled in.
The first half, I was for surely thinking that the Chargers were going to come out on top.
And the thing with that game, man, it was weird. A lot of them interceptions, if you really watch them, they're off the hands of receivers too. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't even say like Justin Herbert put the ball
I think the
drastically
only
at
one
risk.
I
I
saw
think it
was
was
the
more
one that
so like,
bounced off of Lad's hands.
yeah, I thought I saw two of them getting bounced right through hands or off his hands. I'm like, that's two that you weren't really putting in harm's way. I think the light might have been too bright for especially some of the younger players this year.
I mean, bro, Lad McConkey,
He had a monster game.
190 something yards and a tutty.
Insane.
Bro, you can't play any better.
Bro, that one
he
tutty
killed
that
it
he
for
had
his team where he
was
fucking
insane.
dropped the pass and it got picked.
Yeah. So, like I said, again, they weren't terrible interceptions on Herbert.
Yeah.
But
Now, does this game kick Herbert out of the top 10 quarterback ranking?
I think he's like 9th or 10th, maybe at best.
it's like
If you really sit down and think about it, maybe.
it's like the Chargers are cursed. Like
They're cursed.
with what Justin Herbert's shown, it seems to me that he's just going to be another Phillip Rivers. And like, he's great. Justin Herbert's great. Got one of the best arms in the league. You know, he does what he does. But you got to prove yourself in these big moments, man. You can't do that. You can't come out, you know, in the wild card weekend with everything like that and just put on that performance. It's just unacceptable.
Not only that, last time he was in the playoffs, he blew a 27-point lead.
Yeah.
He's a
Like,
fraud.
I know it's not
I'm
all
saying it
on
now.
him, but
Justin
he
Herbert's
let
a
the foot off
fraud.
the gas.
I think you give him one more season. If he disappoints, then it's like, look, we got to talk about something.
I don't know. I don't think the Chargers give up on him. 'Cause you put Herbert anywhere, I think he balls. I'm a Herbert fan. I think he balls, but he's obviously not an elite quarterback like Lamar, Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes. He's not on their level,
But
obviously.
we're not here to give out participation trophies. You know what I mean? You can do everything in the regular season, but what matters most is in the playoffs. And
Yeah.
Justin Herbert, he's not lived up to expectations in the playoffs. And I don't care what regular season stats you do at the end of the day. Shit, if that was Lamar, bro, he'd be getting the motherfucking.
Yeah,
he would be getting bashed.
He would have been crucified
Like,
already.
He would be. People would be saying,
He would
"Oh,
have been
trade
throwing
Lamar,
his ass
trade
in the
Lamar,
harbor."
trade Lamar."
Absolutely.
Jeez, they don't. Nobody gets criticized and just as much as Lamar. Lamar's the standard nowadays.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Got a couple jokers in the back.
How do we feel about Josh Allen being better than Lamar?
Oh, how do we?
Matt, take this away.
Yeah, Matt, take this one. We got
What's
a
that?
comment. How do we
What's
feel
that?
about Josh Allen being better than Lamar?
How do we feel about
Someone
Josh
said-
Allen being better than Lamar? This season and last multiple seasons in a row, Lamar has drastically outperformed Allen. And I know you're chuckling back there, David. But
Hey,
I
where's
think
your
on that.
Allen jersey? Matt, you didn't wear it? Like, me and David came ready.
Yeah. Nah, I see both of y'all. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I get a lot of hate from Ravens fans because, again, when I see a poor game, I say a poor game and I judge correctly. And it's this
I
new
don't
thing
think-
where it's like, you,
Judge correctly though, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
I
But-
don't think it's a lot of hate, right?
no, it's
Listen real
no.
quick. I don't think it's a lot of
Because
hate. I don't think it's a lot of hate. You want to know why? It's because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are bang, bang, neck and neck, right? They're playing at such high levels right now that if you root for anybody else other than Lamar Jackson, then you're getting crucified. Like, that's just how it is. You can't,
who's
you
rooting
can't
for
sit
Josh
there-
Allen?
Huh?
Every time we played the Bills, I've always ran with the Ravens.
No, I understand that completely.
Switching up on your QB now,
But-
huh?
It's
No.
just obviously you like Josh Allen. We know you're big fan of Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen. I'm,
But,
just
I
not,
mean,
I'm not
yeah.
a fan like you are. Like you like Josh Allen. You like his play style. He was a shitty quarterback his rookie year. Came out, worked on his mechanics, became a great accurate passer. Now he's a fucking Cam Newton running through the entire D line kind of quarterback too. He's playing very fucking good. I'm surprised we're all not fans of him. But right now, it's the Lamar show or nothing.
110%. But again, like I said, if I judge anything when someone has a poor game, it's gonna be a poor game. It's the thing that drives me crazy sometimes, man. Is that like when we win games, it's like, see, Lamar needs no help. He needs no help, and then as soon as we lose a game, well, you won't give us no help. You can't like brag about it, and then when it doesn't work, complain about it.
I can.
I don't
get
think
that.
Lamar's
Ravens
ever had
all
help
forget
till now.
about it.
I don't think
Huh?
Lamar's had help till now.
He
does
was getting
now, yeah.
MVP with Seth Roberts. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is every time you lose the big game or the important game at the end of the season, it's always complaints about not having help, which you need help. But I don't want to constantly hear about how you don't need help all season long when you're winning.
I mean, let's be real though. Lamar is one of the
Top
top quarterbacks in
quarterbacks
the
of all
NFL
time.
history that has shown that
Yeah.
he needs not no help, but minimal help.
Yeah.
And if he gets it done this year and gets a Super Bowl, he's a top 5 quarterback all time.
easily.
Especially if he gets
Top
the
10.
MVP this year too.
top 10.
Top.
He's top 5. He's like at 5, but he's top 5.
Yeah, he's 5, maybe 5, but I have maybe I'll have to sit it down, but I don't want to fully commit to top 5.
I think he eclipses Aaron Rodgers, is what I'm saying. Like I have on my top 5, I have Aaron Rodgers at 5. I think he jumps on that 5.
I just have to rethink my top 5 and see what it is.
But either way, you said top 10 to 5. Yeah, he will cement that in his legacy.
Yeah,
that he's
100%.
the 2-5 quarterback of all time with a Super Bowl win this year.
Oh, 110%.
But that's
I think if the Ravens don't go all the way, it's going to be the biggest fail in
I'm jumping off my roof.
in history. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do if the Ravens lose this week,
I'm
or
gonna get
just
a rope
don't
and a
finish the
wobble
mission.
chair.
Like this is
Billy Cundiff.
this is worth. It'll be worse than Billy Cundiff missing the field goal.
I agree.
But Chargers Texans, we went over that. Texans Chiefs matchup. What do we think?
Chiefs are frauds. Texans win 28-17.
Nope. No way.
Chiefs are whooping that
Chiefs
ass.
are frauds.
It breaks off them.
I don't know, dude. I don't think if they win, it's not they're not beating the brakes off them. They haven't done that to anybody this year.
But Chiefs, like, yes,
They're
the
turning on.
Chiefs,
They've had
Patrick
a tight one
Mahomes
with
and
every
everything
game
like
this
that,
year.
but it's just like they had what, 15 wins?
We have
Chiefs.
15 wins.
But they weren't cute wins like at all for what they have going on over there. And if the Texans show up like they did against the Chargers, it's going to cause a lot of problems. Their defense, like how will Patrick Mahomes do with Derek Stingley and company, the D-line getting crazy pressure? I don't know. The Texans defense looked really good last week.
I just think like with Kansas City, their weapons are just getting so healthy and getting more involved in the games now. And
Mhm.
you're at a full kind of roster. You got Pacheco and Hunt running the ball still.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously
Travis
you can
Fred.
talk about the drops that Hollywood Brown has, obviously, but you have Hollywood and Xavier, who are two big speedsters on the outside.
Mhm.
Even if they don't catch the ball, they're going to be opening up their field so much, and all it takes is 1 or 2 times getting behind a receiver. I mean, a corner, and if they do magically catch it, it is 100% a touchdown. And then you
Yeah.
have Kelsey, who's going to be eating up because now you're going to have to play zone because you're not going to be able to cover man to man at that point.
Yeah.
But Kelsey's been having a down year.
But he does
Kelsey-
good in zone
I
though.
don't know. He's had these certain spurts where he has like 100 yards and 2 tutties, and he gets it when he wants to.
But like he's been quiet all season.
Yeah.
He's just
Getting older.
I don't know. Yeah, he hasn't been the same Kelsey as the past 2 seasons with them
No,
guys.
obviously no. He has not been.
I just think they're all just getting so healthy, and their defense is still a quality defense too.
Their defense is still great.
That's all thanks to Andy Reid, man.
Well,
Andy
that's
Reid's
my-
the greatest fucking coach to ever step.
Right.
That's
foot on
why
turf.
I got Chiefs winning this, is because they've been sitting for how long now? Andy Reid has been game planning and drawing up schemes that
While
we
eating
ain't
his
seen.
cheeseburgers.
We ain't seen all season yet. Texans have game planned for something. They're going to come out to play, and they're going to run a completely different offense. Trick plays, all types of shit.
The only thing that concerns me with the Chiefs though is they've been sitting for what 3 weeks now.
Pretty
They've been
much.
sitting for 3 weeks.
But you,
The Texans
The last time
have the
team did that
momentum.
Was the Ravens?
They were smoking on the Rex Ryan pack last week. Like them boys are fired up. They're trying to prove something. Honestly,
Yeah, they're off. I mean, their defense is really good. I mean, they play very physical, dominant defense. Like when they hit you, they want to hurt you, like really bad. So the defense is going to play still good, but I just think there's going to be too many just individual talent and weapons with that Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid combo as well.
right?
All right, so who's all on Chiefs?
I'm going Chiefs. I
Chiefs.
think Chiefs. I would like for Houston to win. Don't get me wrong,
All right,
but I think Chiefs got
who's
it.
all on Houston? Obviously me. All right,
I
me
like
and Timmy
it. I
on
like it.
Houston. It's a
Let's
split
go.
room. It's a split room.
Let's go. Fuck the Chiefs.
It is fuck the Chiefs, but
Don't get me wrong.
I
Don't get me
think we
wrong.
win.
I respect
Chiefs,
the
if the
Chiefs,
Chiefs win,
but it's
as a
fuck the
Ravens
Chiefs.
fan, I want all the smoke. I want the
Right.
best of the best
Honestly,
for the Ravens to go against
yes.
and beat, go to the Super Bowl, play the best NFC team, and beat them to
Right.
hoist the trophy.
if Lamar goes through the Bills after all this during the season
Yep.
between him and Josh Allen, goes through them, then he finally takes off the Chiefs, which has been a huge thing in his career.
Yes.
And then my man goes to the Super Bowl, and if we win, bro,
And you know what? We know what the people are gonna say is if the Chiefs lose this week and the Texans win, the Ravens beat the Bills, they're gonna say, "Oh, Lamar had an easy walk
That's
to the
exactly-
playoffs. They didn't beat the
Yep.
Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl."
Yep.
La 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 la. I already know how that narrative is gonna go, man.
Yep.
So honestly, just
So
give us the Chiefs, and let's just beat the narrative right there.
even if you don't get the Chiefs, it's still going to be everyone that knows that actually watches the game instead of just the casual or the media is going to know how great of a performance this still was for Lamar this season, regardless if it's Houston or Kansas City.
I think he's had one of the best passing years ever by
Yeah.
an NFL quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, he
Passer
like-
rating,
he was fourth
touchdown,
for
interception
PPR of all
ratio.
time or something.
like
But like
he's had the best passing.
I said, you beat Josh Allen in Buffalo, then you go and beat Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead, and then go to the Super Bowl and win. I mean, you could put it as an argument as another top 5 to 10 playoff performance by a quarterback all time,
I mean,
right up there
honestly,
with Joe Flacco's Super Bowl run.
3 performance.
Yeah, like I think
how well he's played this year.
that's the cool thing about Ravens is that like you probably have 2 quarterbacks have had at the end of the season that will have top 5 playoff runs of all time,
Yeah.
top
Right.
5 to 10 between Joe's 2012 and now Lamar's this year's.
I still think
What
Joe's is the
what
best.
Joe went through a prime Andrew Luck,
Yep.
Mhm.
went to Denver, played Peyton damn Manning.
Yep.
He went to New England, played a prime Brady,
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
and then at the Super Bowl, Kaepernick was at the tippity top of his
49ers.
career.
Yeah.
They were stacked. They had who was their middle linebacker? Hall of Famer?
Patrick Willis.
Patrick Willis and
Yeah.
company, and Like that was a crazy performance.
And then-
That's underrated.
And the craziest thing too, which is not used to Raven football, and then the guys you had, is that the defense didn't play that great through the playoff run too. Like there was a lot of shootouts, like 30+ point games. So like,
No.
And what
like
was
I
our
said,
and that 2012 run? Our regular season record was like what, 9-7.
yeah, we were a wild card.
Like we were definitely
No, we were 10-6.
10-6.
10-6
10-6?
that year.
Wow.
Yeah, we were 10-6 that year. We had,
Yeah, no.
I think, the last 6 games, we only went, what, like 2-4 or something like that. We had a really shaky end of the year.
Brutal.
We had all-time
But,
playoff run.
Oh,
For sure.
absolutely.
All right, are we all good on the Texans Chiefs?
We're good on Texas Chiefs. We got a split decision. So let's move on to the other AFC matchup. Ravens played the Steelers last week. How we feel about that? I fucking loved it. I was at the stadium. I was fucking going off on all the Steelers fans. I fucking loved it.
Bruh, I was in that bitch screaming. Shout out if Ant's in the pod right now. We were going crazy in the living room, man. That was an amazing game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
That was a belt to ass.
We should have made it worse.
We should have.
We let our foot off the gas at half.
but like the
But we play winning
Steelers,
football.
the
No,
Steelers, like they had an amazing regular season. Like honestly, I thought we were chopped cheese in the first couple of weeks with how they were playing. I thought they were definitely going to win the division. You know, with them first
So,
2 L's
yeah.
and
Yeah.
the loss to the Steelers. Like I definitely thought they were going to have the division. They just shit the bed. What the past 5 games was it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It all started when they played Baltimore the second time.
Yeah,
From there on, they lost out.
like Pickens
Ass.
I mean, like he's good, but like
He's a head case.
He's a head case.
Bro, he
another
always
AD.
says, I'm always open. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Like he's got so much potential, but like that attitude is not going to get him anywhere at
No,
all.
no.
And the way that he handles the
I'm
media
surprised
and the way that
Tomlin
he
ain't cracked down
lashes
more
out
on that shit.
on everybody is just crazy.
AB was the same way.
Honestly,
They got something in the water.
Normally,
over there.
lets his receivers be like that. As long as they perform in his eyes, that he lets them get away with that for the majority of the season.
Dog shit.
But also, I will say that the Steelers messed up badly. They need to get him going. Like he
Early.
didn't. I don't think he touched the ball in the first half. Pickens did.
No, second half.
He got his first reception in the second half. You
Yeah.
can't have your star players first touch be in the third quarter. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, you can't. You
Like,
can't
Especially if
throw
he's always
the ball.
open.
Fucking locked up all game.
Nah,
Nah,
that
there
is
was a
facts.
lot of times he had Brandon Stevens on him, and it's like,
No, dude. I
Bro.
remember in the second half,
Bro, it was
Brandon
rough.
Stevens got targeted like 5 times in a row.
because
And he was just
teams
getting
cooked. Teams know Brandon Stevens is the weakest part of our entire team.
Even though Russell
Weakest
Wilson
part.
overthrew a couple times
Yeah.
while targeting him,
Right.
he was still getting cooked. Like
Right.
Brandon Stevens,
And I
you gotta
will-
go back to safety, bro.
I will say on the first touchdown they scored, where Brandon Stevens was guarding and Hamilton was at the top, watching back after, it was a bad read on both ends because Brandon Stevens kind of just let, I don't even know, what was his name?
Calvin Austin.
Was it Austin?
Oh no, it was Corey Patterson. When he
Whoever it
went up
was.
and lost him in the end zone.
Stevens kind of let him go and turned and looked and seen that Hamilton was kind of not paying attention. So Stevens tries to come back. Well, Hamilton kind of like, I don't know what he bit on, but he started coming inwards and then turned the chase, and both got beat on that. So that one I'll let Stevens kind of released to the safety, but they were not on the same page at all.
Nah, bro, you stay on your.
That was on both of them. But I don't think he was in man coverage there. I think he was playing the flat. Hamilton
Man,
was
you
over
gotta
top.
you gotta read the field, and if you feel like nobody's under you, you can fucking go up and stay with that guy.
If you're a corner, you can't just abandon your zone though. At the same time, though,
He
because
can't
you
even
leave
play zone.
He can't, but you also at the same time you can't tell him, oh, you got to leave your zone and chase that man. Well, then you leave that flat wide open. Who's to say they don't
I
have
don't
a
know.
drag
I think
or a
I think
slant
that
come
that
through?
situation comes down to it's either
There
you're
was a
gonna listen to your
miscommunication.
coach and stay
Yeah.
down, or you're gonna play the ball right and go up. And what you should have done is go up.
But how many times has he made those great decisions this whole season?
Yeah, but last year
Zero.
he was a top 10 corner. Like I don't understand.
He's just,
Hold on, we got a comment.
he needs to go.
Semper Fi, we sleeping on the fact that today is the GOAT's birthday, MVP Joe Flacco. I think, hold up, we got to raise a toast with that. We got to raise a toast with that. Hold up.
I hope that's
Everybody.
real.
Cheers, Matt.
For Flacco, yes,
Flag,
sir.
baby. Shout out to Semper Fi
Yeah,
for that comment.
Yo, do y'all remember the Wacko for Flacco shirt?
Yeah.
Yo, that was the funniest.
Another thing is-
Everywhere.
Another thing-
up the middle shirts.
Another thing is with that Steelers game is like TJ Watt was non-existent.
Nope.
He didn't record a stat.
No.
I don't
He
think.
didn't have a single stat. Nope.
Rosengarten.
Rosengarten
Yeah.
locked his
Yep.
ass up.
And nobody.
Rosengarten's been great, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
He locked up Myles Garrett.
Yep.
And TJ Watt in back-to-back weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
And
that's
it's insane.
crazy.
Social media loves to run with, TJ Watt had 3 people blocking him. This
Ah.
this
No, it was just
almost
guarding.
the whole game
Rosengarten,
was
that's
just
it.
one-on-one,
Right.
and my man could not get near Lamar.
Hey, and Rosengarten is a nobody.
He's
Yeah.
He's a nobody.
Miles Garrett gave him
He's
that
a
talk.
nobody.
He turned up. That's what it was. He told him during the league.
I did like that Myles Garrett and Rosengarten swap jerseys.
That was cool.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was
Myles
dope.
Garrett recognized his game.
Well, so Rosengarten went up to him after the game, was like, "I know I'm a nobody, but can you swap jerseys?" He said, "Man, you're in a league. You're a somebody. Like, what are
Right.
you talking about?
Yeah.
Of course I'll sign."
Right.
I think that flipped the switch for him. He's like, "I am a somebody."
Right.
I
That
think
gave him
Myles
so much more
Garrett.
confidence.
Myles Garrett looks good in purple, if you know what
Yeah.
I mean.
There's no
Myles
way.
Garrett's
But-
that was a class
But
act.
the thing is-
Too. That was just awesome to see.
with the Steelers, my biggest question is not even on the coaching aspect, but what are they going to do with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson?
You cut Russ.
Cut Russ.
Trade him.
What do you think, Matt?
You're cutting Russ and
You
you're
work
doing
with
something
Fields.
with Fields. I don't know what you're doing with him, but you're doing something, I guess.
Let's not like
Like it's a
forget
small
Fields
thing.
had a great start of the season.
I think Fields should have
That's-
been the starter.
See,
I think Fields should have
honestly,
stayed.
I think Fields should have stayed, man. He
I'm
was
not saying it
like,
messed up their chemistry because
No.
they still won with Wilson.
The
but
problem
he's
is
a better
you-
quarterback.
The problem is you saw like 1 or 2 flashy like games by Russ, and you completely forgot about the consistency that Fields gave you through that stretch.
Yeah.
Where he was winning games, and maybe not by the prettiest ways, but he was a
getting it
big
done.
time game effect in these games.
And Fields is more of a threat. He
And
is
he
more
is
of
more
a
of a
run
threat,
threat than
yeah.
Russ.
and they did Fields dirty, in my opinion. Like, they didn't give him a fair shot. I think he lost, one game? I think it was in week 4 or
he
week
started
5.
him off 3-1.
He lost to Joe.
But
Okay.
still, look how many Russ has lost.
I mean,
Yeah, honestly.
they didn't give
Five
him a
in row.
fair opportunity, and
didn't.
with him being the younger buck and Russell Wilson on the back end of his career, I think they should have stuck with him, gave him more opportunity, and honestly, he would have made that offense a little bit more explosive with the read option that they have with
Yeah.
Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. It looked like Justin Fields had a little bit more chemistry with Pickens than Russell Wilson after it all.
Yeah, I do think. Fields
So,
had
I
more
mean,
chemistry with Pickens.
They got to rock with Fields, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like Fields makes him not one dimensional too. Like you said with the running aspect, I was very surprised, especially with when they were winning games, that they went to Russ as
Right.
quickly as they did.
Definitely.
Because I think Fields is much harder to game plan for from a defensive coordinator standpoint. Someone that can get active outside the pocket, get that 3 or 4 yard run.
Yeah, and like Russell Wilson, like 5 years ago, you could have called Russell Wilson a mobile quarterback, but
Not
this
now.
is a different era now. Like, all quarterbacks in the league have to be mobile. They have to. It's a different game now. So Justin Fields, he's got to grow. He's got to get more reps and lead that offense.
I really like Justin Fields too. He feels like a real good leader too. I feel like.
I mean, like,
he's a good
honestly,
locker room guy.
He's humble, and like with the Bears, when he was on the Bears, I mean, he did just as good as Caleb Wilson. I mean, Caleb Williams this year, and Caleb Williams had way more weapons than Justin Fields had, in my opinion.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
then even DJ Moore wanted him to stay. You remember? He was advocating for.
I did see that.
No,
And
I
I
don't
was
like
like, how do
I don't
you
want
bring
that
in a
to
guy like that to switch to quarterback?
and rebuild.
But Caleb Williams had, like, this second year, if they beef up that offensive line, Caleb Williams is going to lead that team to a playoff
So we got another comment. If you want to read that.
playoff run. We got another comment. Ravens been practicing indoor this week. Are we concerned with the weather in Buffalo?
I don't think they've been practicing completely indoor. I think they've been in and out.
Well, I also seen Lamar said something. Somebody asked Lamar about has he been practicing with 2 gloves like Teddy Bridgewater, and he was like, "I've tried it in the cold with 2 gloves." He said, "I can't."
You can't. Like the
He's
ball
like, it just doesn't
it's too
grip, yeah.
sticky.
But
Or
I mean-
it's not like grippy enough.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, Buffalo's colder. But let's not like Baltimore's cold. It's been
Bro,
snowing for
it's 10
last-
degrees outside.
It's
cold
been
as
snowing
shit.
for the last 3 weeks. So I think I don't.
Matt's
I don't
outside right now. It's 10
Yeah.
degrees.
Actually, ask Matt. That's who you need to ask. Matt, are you cold over there?
I'm pretty damn cold. I'm really
How many
I'm
layers do you have on, Matt?
not enough, and I'm out of beer, so
Oh,
it
shit.
makes it even worse.
No, I think we'll be fine with the cold.
Yeah, I think the cold's
we'll
gonna be there
be
for
fine.
I seen a stat as well
Baltimore's
that
never been shy.
Lamar
We deal with all weather here.
Lamar
if
has
you're like a
better-
Miami team, yeah, but
Yeah.
not a AFC North team.
I seen a stat today on Twitter that Lamar has a better record playing in the cold than Josh Allen. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not knocking. I just wonder how is that with him being in Buffalo, where it is typically colder. But I
mean,
think his record should be better just because
We're not too far from Buffalo
Yeah,
yet.
we're not. We're
Like,
like 6 hours away.
and we're on the water.
yeah, we're on the water, man.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, they're
it's cold as shit here. It's cold. Like
Cold.
it, regardless, it's cold.
Especially the last couple years, it's been pretty damn cold.
That was a good question. That was a good pool.
We
I
talked
think
about
that-
we talked about the Steelers. Let's go over the Ravens a little bit and what they did. What
Belt to ass is what they did.
Yeah, Derrick Henry, dude, is
Derrick Henry had the playoff record for most rushing yards in a playoff game.
he averaged
It's
So-
186.
his
189,
average per
something
yard
like
was crazy that day. It felt like he was averaging 10 yards a carry every time he touched the ball.
Yeah, he got it and it was a first down. I was like, damn, all right.
He made Patrick Queen look like a queen.
Well, I did see. Apparently, don't know how true it is. Apparently, Patrick Queen had the flu and was on the sidelines. He got 4 IVs throughout the game. But
Good for him.
it
There's no
doesn't- it
excuses
doesn't-
in this game.
There was plenty of videos though where he definitely dodged that bullet.
yeah, he made a business decision.
He sidestepped and was like, he got me on that.
And I've been saying this all year. Bateman is that guy.
Thank you.
Honestly,
Thank you.
hot take. Bateman is better than Zay Flowers.
David,
I
look
don't
at
agree
him.
with that.
And
David,
hear,
look at
hear
him.
me out. Hear me out.
No.
Hear me out. Look,
David, look at him.
let me tell you why. Like Zay Flowers, he's the explosive. You know what I mean? He has great run after catch. But Bateman,
I did count
this being his second season healthy and him being more incorporated into the offense, he is a route technician. He gets open and he will go down the field and catch that damn ball. Lamar, and honestly, it looks like Lamar has that trust in Bateman more than Zay.
He does. He wants to throw Bateman.
He don't have a problem with throwing to Bateman.
The only reason I can't say that is because I feel like Bateman does have more touchdowns, 100%. He obviously has more touchdowns. But Zay is also known as our number 1 wide receiver.
Why did it take Bateman 4 years to get good?
Yeah.
Like, why did it take him 4 years?
For the
to get
first
good?
2 years, he was injured.
That's his problem.
Okay.
No, I'm not knocking
But
for
look,
the injuries.
the only reason why Zay Flowers gets his flowers, sorry to be
Matt's going
corny.
inside.
Is it too cold out there for you, Matt?
I think Matt's going inside.
Damn. All right. Should we wait a bit or?
Nah, he should be good.
He can probably still hear us.
Yeah, if he loses it, he'll text me.
Right. Okay. So, what was I saying? With Zay Flowers, the reason why he gets his flowers is we use him like a Tyreek.
Yeah.
So he's gonna get more receptions. He's gonna get more
He's
opportunities.
definitely getting the ball more.
Bateman's on the outside. He's a down the field type of guy.
Yeah,
He's,
I do agree with
you
that.
know what I mean? So like Bateman might not get 5 or 6 receptions like Zay Flowers a game,
Mhm.
but Bateman on those
He's back inside.
That's too
Cold,
cold
dude.
out there, huh?
I'll do it no more. I can't make it
Too
no more.
cold.
Way too cold.
God.
Thank you, Timmy.
Matt,
Thank
were
you.
you hearing
Thank
me,
you for
though?
the Bateman support.
Okay.
Oh,
No, Matt, did you hear me on what I was saying? How the reason why Zay Flowers gets his flowers is the Ravens use him as a Tyreek.
Yep.
Bateman is not going to get 5 or 6 receptions, 7 receptions like Zay Flowers a game,
Yep.
but Bateman's his 3 receptions are going to be for 70 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I 100%.
You know what I mean?
Like
Zay
Zay
Flowers
gets
is
a lot
going
of
to
his
be
off
on
of
them
jet
jailbreak
sweep.
screens.
Like Zay gets a
He-
lot of his yards off of jet sweep plays and stuff like that too. And a lot
Right,
of short
he's going in
in and out.
motion. He's baiting
And,
the defense.
like, I used to argue with David all the time about Bateman. I was like, even last year,
I was
it's
just about to
like
get to that.
the yards, talking about how like didn't get enough yards on, like he would do 2 for 27 or something. It's hard to get busy when you don't get the ball thrown to you till like midway of the game and you only get 2 to 3 targets a game. It's hard to get kind of hot. So if you feed him
Right.
early, you know, now he's getting more
So
comfortable.
this
He's more
year he's
game
been this
Huh?
It got too cold.
oh shit. Why are we down? Are you there?
Matt.
Are you
Yeah.
there, Matt?
Damn.
Yeah, I'm here.
The Wi-Fi.
No. We're in and out. I got off the
Shit.
Wi-Fi. No, we should be good. We should still
Matt,
be
you
live.
cut out a little bit. Are
I
you
did.
there?
My bad. You guys got me?
Yeah. You cut out. So can
I
you?
think we cut out too. So we're back on now. We should be
All right.
good.
Could you
bad.
repeat that last
Yeah.
take though? We missed it.
I can't remember. Oh, I was talking about the jet sweep plays with Zay and the Bateman, about how like again it's hard when it was like still kind of early in his career after having injuries and stuff. When you only target him 2 to 3 times a game towards the end of the game, and you're expecting like 50, 60 yard times every play, it's hard to kind of get that going. And I think now that it's
Right.
another full year of having a little bit more health and a lot more reps in the game, it's helping him now.
No, I agree with you. So after me and you we were talking about how Zay and Bateman, and you said Bateman had more better games than Zay Flowers did this
Yep.
year.
I said about 5 to 6.
About 5 to 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did count it. You were right. It was about 6 games. But I cut off the injured games. There's like 3 injured games.
Yeah.
On where both of them got hurt. I think 1 was Zay and then 2 were Bateman.
Yeah.
So I cut them out of the equation.
And one stat that I did see is that I don't know if he was leading in this category or number 2, but Bateman had the best separation percentage throughout the whole NFL this year.
Him and Zay were 1 and 2.
So I mean, and you watch it. He's open a lot.
Yeah.
Bateman is open a lot.
We were
And
at the,
Bateman's a little more
Ravens
physical too, which is going to give him a little bit more upside for me, I feel like.
Me and Matt were at the Ravens-Bills game, and I saw fucking Bateman shoot up the right side. I've never seen a wide receiver more separated.
And like, honestly, if you go back on a lot of plays, Bateman's open, but Lamar happens to miss him just because he's extending the play. Yeah, he's extending the play. He's not seeing him. I think,
and with Bateman mainly being deeper down the field,
Yeah,
Lamar's on the run. He's
like
not. He's not
can't really see him.
like on that Justice before halftime, that Justice Hill touchdown that Lamar made a play for. If you look back on that play, if Lamar wasn't getting pressured and he had like a second or 2 more time, Bateman he could have pulled his butt cheeks out in the middle of the touchdown. Like he was that open. That would have been an easy touchdown.
But let's all right. I'm giving Bateman his flowers. He's played great this year. But let's not act like he has not been running the wrong routes. He caused the interception in the Ravens-Steelers game.
Yeah, he stopped running his route.
I think that was Lamar's only, like, I mean, you could count it as Bateman's fault.
not off of
I think
players'
it was
hands.
Bateman's fault. He should have kept running. He was supposed to be right there.
Right. That was Lamar's one interception. The other three,
The other three were off drop pass.
Yeah,
I feel like they need to make that a stat. Especially, I feel like this year it's happened more, where receivers are straight through their hands, off their hands. Someone picks it off. Why does that fall back on the QB? If I put it on a player and you drop it, like if anything, that should become. I feel like that should be a stat.
Like,
Maybe not,
look at it.
maybe not.
Look at the Chargers game with Justin Herbert. Like I keep saying, you had about two interceptions that just bounced off hands, and that turned a game
Not
that
only
could have been
that.
a close game into a blowout.
the Chargers need one more wide receiver.
Yeah.
Ladd
Just
is
like with
great.
the-
They need one more.
Do we think
Yeah.
Johnson's not it?
Johnson.
Let him roll.
Quentin,
Yeah, you
I
gotta
was
let
I
him go.
was high on him in the draft, and
Yeah.
I was pumped that the Ravens were going to draft him. Like, bro, we need a big fucking wide receiver. Like, I wish we'd
That's
make
the one
Isaiah
thing-
Likely.
he
a
would have
wide
been
receiver.
another
I think
Perryman.
yeah.
He would have been another
Yeah.
Perryman. Quentin
But-
Johnson on the Ravens.
But I was like, I was high on him, and I've seen him play the last 2 seasons. Bro, you're washed. You gotta go home.
I had him on my fantasy team for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, when
And
he
my
was
man
getting
dropped-
back-to-back touchdowns.
No, when I had
No?
him, he dropped like back-to-back 0-point games. I was like, yo, get this guy.
That's that
out of
Greg Roman offense.
It was
That's wild.
terrible.
with the Chargers, I was talking to my brother about this. The Chargers should have kept Keenan Allen
Yes.
and built off of Keenan Allen with Ladd and had that 1 and 2. I think that would have made the Chargers
Lab would have
way more
exploded
successful this year than anything. Keenan Allen, he kind of disappointed me this year with the Bears. Like I think he turned up on the back half of the
last
season.
game. It was the last game.
But other than that, it's like I don't know. He could have done more and had a better season with Herbert and company. And Ladd, just the vet experience with Keenan and just what Ladd did this season.
Mm.
I don't know that. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what it would have went on?
I thought that was a
Keenan and
mistake.
Ladd would
Moving
have been
from
together.
Keenan was definitely a mistake.
Definitely. But Ravens, I mean, Zay Flowers wasn't active, but that didn't really make a difference.
Didn't matter
Bateman
at all.
looked great. Mark looked great.
Are we getting Zay back?
Likely,
Nah.
Likely is a
He is a
likely is gonna get
Play
paid,
without
bro. I'm
I
kind of
hope
really.
we keep him though.
I hope.
Don't let him walk. Do not let him walk.
Bro, I've been saying it all year. Likely is better than Andrews, and I'll keep saying it.
I don't know if we go to that
Likely is
extent
a
yet.
dog.
Like-
He is a dog.
Likely is so good.
Can we
But to
agree that
say
the Ravens
that-
had the best tight end duo in the league?
Who got a better tight end duo?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Matt, you know a better tight end duo?
No, not them Andrews and
Right.
Likely now.
Likely is just physical. He got strong
Yo,
hands.
he has got.
That's the thing with
hands.
Likely compared to Likely and Andrews. Likely has better hands, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like I feel like Andrews usually finds a way to get open more. Lately, Likely found his little
Andrews
slip plays
finds
where
ways to
he's
get
learning
open,
from Andrews.
But Likely
we'll
can
go
have anybody on him and
and
go up
go
and get
and-
that run.
Bro, he's had
Yeah,
like
he's
4
a
head
dog.
tops. this
Yeah.
season. He is
Remember that one
nasty.
against the Jags 2 years ago?
That was 30.
No, I think beginning of this season, when we were struggling with our wide receiver weapons, I'm like, keep Mark Andrews at tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And that at the time he was blocking majority of the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
keep him at tight end. I said, put Likely somewhere in the playbook where he is our
Exactly.
big man and let him go up and get one-on-one. These little
Yeah.
corners. Some of the
Yep.
corners are six.
Put him on that end.
6'2".
And the thing is, they were doing that in training camp. They did that every week.
He's got the
and they
speed.
stopped. They just never ran it in
Yeah.
on game.
He's
in
got the
game.
speed. He's got the size. He's got the hands.
And
And we
Likely's
see
a
how
dog.
physical he is. He bounced that man's head off the field against the Steelers.
I think that was a
Physical.
dirtier stiff arm than Henry's.
That was worse.
that was disgusting.
Number 20 got up concussed. My man got up was like, what just happened? Likely is insane, and he's so young.
Is they playing this week or no?
They said he can play even if he doesn't practice. Do we want him to play? Probably not.
If that's the case, let him sit. If we win this game, then we got him next
Sprained
week.
knee. It takes a couple weeks to heal from that.
I'd rather not rush him and him come in and get injured, and then next season he's out.
Yeah, I mean, I said last week that we don't need Zay. I love Zay Flowers,
Love him.
but we don't need him to win the game.
I think the funniest thing that the narrative goes on around that I've been seeing on social media is that Zay Flowers, he is a difference maker. Don't get me
Oh yeah,
wrong.
he is.
But they're the media is blowing it up to make it seem like, oh my goodness, Zay Flowers is not playing. That's so detrimental to the Ravens.
Yeah.
No, as long as 22 and 8 is on the field,
Yep.
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
No.
I mean, Lamar's got 2 MVPs, but like
And at the end of the day, the run game is always going to be bread and butter for Baltimore. It's always going to be bread and butter.
299 yards rushing last game.
How many yards did Derrick Henry have against the Bills?
He had 200.
I think he had 2 something.
It's 2 something.
2 something. So I mean,
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Because that first play, he broke off for 80 yards.
What's the difference from regular season to what's about to happen Sunday? If anybody's in the pod and they have a comment, let me know. What's going to be the difference in that game? What are the Bills going to do to stop the run?
Derrick Henry put up 199
199
with a
Shy of
touchdown.
200.
His longest run was 87 yards.
And that was the first play of the game.
That was insane.
I remember being there. That game was awesome.
When he took
Felt
that off,
bad
I
for
said,
him.
"Yeah, that's it. It's a wrap." That's what we need to do this week. So we do it a lot where first quarter we run a lot of like different plays that we typically don't run. We'll run some like little trick plays here and there. We need something to punch the Bills in the mouth off the rip. Like, yo, we're not
Like,
flying around.
I will not be surprised if the Ravens get the ball first and they run that same play they ran on them week 4.
Yeah, we need to punch them in the mouth and let them know, like, yo, we aren't like this ain't the Ravens that they talk about in the media. Like, we are here to play. We're gonna punch you in the mouth, and then on defense, we are going to beat your players. I don't care who's out there. Coleman, let him catch the ball. I hope Hamilton comes across that field and drills that boy. Like, bro, we are a physical team, and they keep playing like we're not a physical team. That we don't have the players that we can move here and there and make things still work.
And the Bills' defensive line is just a bit undersized.
Mhm.
They're small. Like, I was looking at the size of the D linemen and D
Why you gotta keep
ends.
running against them?
We
They can't
definitely
tackle
have the
Henry.
advantage on the offensive line, along with Rosengartner, just doing way better than he was in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
He's just been building and gaining so much confidence, along with Stanley. He's back to normal Stanley. He's
still
playing great.
He's
Better
still good
stay
for
there.
2 penalties. He's still good for
Yeah,
at least
he-
2 penalties
yeah,
a
he'll
game.
be good.
But he has been holding his own. I mean, he plays a hard position. We always discredit him. He does play a hard position. That left side
Yeah,
is
but when you're
very
sitting there
hard.
getting back-to-back penalties,
The
like,
penalties
bro,
are unexcusable.
Fucking stop.
The penalties aren't excusable.
All right, any last remarks on this Ravens Steelers game?
Matt, who do you got winning? I don't remember what you said.
I got Ravens in this one.
That's what I like to hear.
Let's talk about
I think it's a 10-point game.
let's talk
Ooh,
about the
I like that.
the recap on the Broncos and Bills game.
Fell to ass.
Yo,
That game was bad. I mean, the first half was the Broncos played well in the first half. But
They
then
did.
They died in the second half.
What they were
First
going into
drive.
half. They were going into half. It was like 10-17, and the Broncos to end the half. They missed a 50-yard field goal
missed a
off the
field goal.
post.
Yep.
So I mean, they would have been down by 4 points going into the half. I think that just killed a lot of momentum.
absolutely. I mean, first drive, they hit a deep shot like that.
I think
That was crazy.
I think the Bills sold Ray Davis's soul after he got thrown that hospital ball by Josh Allen and Ray Davis got knocked out of the game. I think that's how they won the game. They sold his
Yeah.
soul.
No, like I said, like you said too, it's like they started off really slow, and that field goal miss was that's such hurt the whole entire momentum for Denver.
Yeah.
Especially as a young team coming in.
So with the Buffalo Bills, obviously, I'll get to this point in a second because this goes more with Ravens versus Bills. But Bo Nix, how do we feel about Bo Nix? Is he the future?
He is.
I think so.
I like their
Yeah.
mix.
I like Bo Nix. And honestly, during like mid-season, I was saying that Bo Nix was better than Jane Daniels.
Nah, that's crazy.
It is a little bit crazy to say, but Bo Nix, like, that's a good debate. I
think
can't
Bo
lie.
Nix was
Like,
the most
that's
NFL ready quarterback, but in the season,
I thought Bo Nix had a chance at one point towards like the third quarter mark to kind of steal that award away from Jaden Daniels this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I
And
don't
then
think
JD came back and balled, and Bo Nix had a game, and then it's just in
I
balance
was like,
out for the
Bo
last
Nix
couple.
was like last 3 weeks were kind of shaky.
Well, I think their stats were pretty close for the majority of it. majority of the season, their
Yeah.
stats were pretty
they were
similar.
close.
I think it was towards the end is where JD5 kind of went
think-
up, but also tape wise, I think Jaden Daniels' tape
It's better.
looks a lot
Yeah,
better.
a lot better.
than
It's a lot
Bo Nix. The
cleaner.
stats might be close, but the tape wise, Jaden Daniels is balling.
And like with Sean Payton being the coach, I think that Bo Nix just complements
His play,
his coaching style. The only thing that I'll say with the Broncos next year is you need to move away from whatever the fuck running back y'all got.
bro.
Yeah,
Like,
run game.
Y'all running game, it needs to improve.
I mean,
for
Sean Payton's never really had a running back. I mean, he had Mark Ingram.
This could be a
for
curse, though.
years.
They
He's never
desperately
really had a top running back in the league.
like the Broncos defense,
great,
studs. They
Great.
got studs.
Yeah, they're top 5 defense.
absolutely.
Their weapons, they're shaky. I don't like the running game. Bo Nix, he's mobile enough,
Mhm.
makes it happen. I mean, in that game, he had a couple of breakout runs just for like 30 or 20,
Yeah,
putting them in good position. But it's like for them to really be a complete team and make it farther, they need to have that good running game. And like Sutton, he looks
Sutton had the best year of his career.
yeah, that's what I was about to say.
He had the best year.
Sutton had the best
This is the Cortland
career
Sutton
year,
we've been waiting to see since draft day.
but they need to add on that.
yeah. I think bringing in a better running back takes a whole lot of pressure.
Yep.
Off of Bo Nix, especially going into a sophomore year. Where it seems like lately a lot of QBs have been having that sophomore slump. Bring in a running back to help take that pressure off, because like Buffalo, they're like, we ain't worried about your run game, bro. We're gonna sit back, let you throw that ball. We'll put one extra guy up on the line. Like, your run game's not doing nothing to us. We know what you're running. It's gonna be game planned. I think you bring in at least either draft a good running back or just go find somebody in the league who's got speed. Be a speed threat.
Right.
They just need that one extra piece. I don't even know I had their running back in fantasy and I dropped that boy quick. Terrible. It was so bad.
All right.
So that was Buffalo and Denver.
But I mean, we didn't really even talk about the Bills. I mean, the Bills,
I mean, they didn't really do nothing in my opinion.
they
kind of just showed up, threw a couple good balls, and that was it. Broncos had no answers for him.
James Cook looked good against them.
He did.
James Cook has been getting slept on in the media. The media disrespects that man.
That's what I'm saying.
They
And
swear Josh Allen has no weapons, yet this
No,
man,
James Cook is a top.
he's been
running back in the
playing
league.
amazing all
Yeah.
season. They swear he has not a
they
single
snubbed him on the Pro Bowl too.
weapon.
They did 100%.
Snubbed him.
They did.
Yeah, but I don't really.
He should have been above Mixon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And
But at the end of the
honestly,
day,
even-
popularity.
even Jonathan Taylor.
Jonathan
just
Taylor had
like-
2 good games at the end of the year.
I don't know, man. James Cook didn't get enough respect, and I think he tweeted about it on Twitter once the Pro Bowl votes came out. But I think that just goes along with the media wanting to put the narrative on Josh Allen that he doesn't have anything, which is crazy.
Which is crazy because I forgot the show. Oh, the facility I've been watching. They be on there talking like, oh, he's got no weapons. I don't even know half the players. They got some first round wide receivers on that team. Don't get it wrong. They got rookie wide receivers. They're still first rounders.
Right.
Yeah.
You have Keon Coleman.
They picked up Amari Cooper.
They got Amari Cooper, who's played pretty great for them. Let's not all of
I
a
think
sudden
also
start.
too is like
They got a good tight end.
you gotta think
They got two great tight ends.
you gotta think about it. Keon Coleman missed about 5 to 6 weeks this year, I think they were saying, and then Amari Cooper missed multiple games as soon as he got pulled over. I think Dalton Kincaid spent time out. I think every receiver has been hurt at one point of stretches. Not saying injuries happen to everybody, obviously, but again, when you have them big name guys that you're supposed to be stepping up for, you're out for a fourth of the season or a good chunk of the season. I don't really consider you an asset. The biggest asset is availability. If you can't play, you add no value.
Don't get it confused.
Mafia Members Podcast. Don't get it confused. The Bills' offense is a problem.
No, that's literally what we're saying. The Bills' offense, they
right.
have weapons.
But we're saying is that the media doesn't put enough respect on the weapons that they do have. I think like Josh Allen been doing his thing this year, but let's not say that he hasn't had anything.
James
James Cook is
finished-
a dog.
he
He's
finished-
a dog.
With the most touchdowns in the league.
Yeah.
Rushing.
Yeah, like let's not act like this.
Don Kincaid, Knox, they're great. Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel had a great couple of plays last game. I mean, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I think they're trying to give the MVP to Josh Allen and make a case against Lamar, like he did it all himself, which, I mean, to an extent, yeah, but I don't know.
Josh Allen has weapons. The media tries to make it where he doesn't have weapons to make it seem like, oh, Lamar's got all these weapons, which at the same time, before Derrick Henry, I mean, just a season ago, 2 seasons ago, Lamar's got no weapons. We got the same team. Only people we added was Likely and Derrick Henry.
And we got a healthy Mark Andrews this go around in the playoffs.
But it's like
last year.
Yeah, and last year he was hurt. But still, the past how many seasons? He has no weapons. He has no weapons. All right, we added Zay. Oh, he still has no weapons. Zay's undersized. He's just a speedster. Can't catch. So now all of a sudden he has all these weapons and Josh Allen has no weapons. It's like let's not try to move the script and start trying to move field goals here. They both have great teams.
What was he saying?
Mafia Member Podcast. I hate how the media tears down other players to try and prop up QBs.
No,
Yeah.
Honestly,
100%.
Like a lot of the credit needs to go to James Cook. Like that running game is serious. It is. I mean, against the Ravens, no, but
you got to think.
James Cook been doing his thing.
Absolutely.
Ray Davis ain't a bad.
He's not a bad running back.
He ain't a bad number 2. He's pretty good. He's a good catching running back. You know, he can come in and make a play when James Cook's sitting out for a play or two.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have 3 good running backs. Ty Johnson ain't no slouch either.
But and you got Josh Allen, who's also running in 15 touchdowns this
Yeah,
season.
he's a running back.
So it's the same thing. It's like how can you knock these players around him who also help build him up? But at the same time, in the past, we've had all these MVPs who have had serious weapons. Brady has one MVP. Mahomes all have serious weapons around him. But back then it was, oh, they won MVP. They had a great season. Now when it's between Josh Allen and Lamar, it's all of a sudden, they start, oh, they're not weapons, or oh, he's got too many weapons. That wasn't the same case back then though. So why is I feel like this year the MVP award, they need to come out with a guideline then. What are we looking for? Is it stats? Is it film now? Are we comparing weapons?
The most valuable player is defined as the most valuable player on a team. It's not about stats. It's how valuable you are to your team.
But this season, I feel like the goalposts for both players, Lamar, it's been moved. As Ravens fans, we have also moved the goalposts. Bills fans have moved, and the media has moved it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like no matter what, all right, put out what you're looking for. This is exactly what the MVP voters vote on, and let it rest. This whole moving goalposts back and forth and saying, oh, knocking players who have been having great seasons, it's getting corny. And the talk shows and stuff have been so bad at it. It's like y'all are ex-NFL players.
Yeah, they're trying to get clickbait.
Yeah, y'all are ex-NFL players and y'all are out here doing clickbait. It's just coming off corny now.
One thing I will say from the previous matchup with the Bills and Ravens is that Michael Pierce, he wasn't playing. Tre'Davious White, he wasn't on the team.
Yeah.
Marcus Williams was at free safety. Once we moved to Darius Washington to free safety,
balling.
The defense been crazy.
Darius Washington's dog.
Makari first start at left guard. Rosengartner was first start in general, and we were the 32nd ranked defense.
Yep. I think what they say the last 6 weeks or 8 weeks we finished
number
one
in all categories the last 6 weeks.
Yeah. Which give Orr some props. People were coming for that man's head.
I don't know, bro.
And also
Dean Pease is there too.
But still, you got to still give him both of them then as a collection. Right. Our defense coordinator helped turn things around with
honestly
making them moves.
I was skeptic of Zach Orr in the first half of the season, but
turned it around.
He turned it around. He turned it around. Kyle Hamilton's playing where he's supposed to be playing.
Unbelievable.
And I think that's really been the game
Them
changer
making
with
him a linebacker
everything.
was a bad move.
I don't think it was a bad move. My man was still balling. He can play in a
He's doing
position.
all right. I just don't. I think he plays
For
he
our
plays
team,
better
though.
at safety. Like for our team, yes, our situation.
But at the same
he's better
time,
at
I mean,
safety.
look at him when he was blitzing and shit.
They
he
still
was
have him
in
on
the
safety
backfield.
blitzes.
No, but I'm saying when he was playing that position of being down low in the middle linebacker area where he was blitzing or picking up their speed or
Yeah.
picking up Travis Kelce, he's a jack of all trades, can fill anywhere.
Yeah, but now
It was perfect.
now
But
that you have Hamilton.
now
back,
you have him back there. It
You
is
have
kind
him
of like a
back there.
comforting, like
I remember a
Safety
couple
blanket.
weeks ago, CJ Stroud was like, "Kyle Hamilton, who the fuck is Kyle Hamilton, bro? You just throw a pick against him."
yeah, that was embarrassing.
Right. And that wasn't just a regular pick. Like Kyle Hamilton made a play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
And,
Stroud
like,
a lot, too.
Honestly, like a big question is for the Bills' offensive line, what difference are they going to do with Van Noy, Travis Jones, Beeks, Owe? Like them guys are.
there's no difference.
There's no difference.
The only
They're-
difference.
So,
Bills
hey Timmy, so do you think it's a blowout?
belt the ass.
It's
You
we
think
wanted
it's a
more than
blowout?
that.
You think it's more than 14? 14
more
plus?
than 14.
I mean, even if it's the playoffs, 10 points is still. I consider 10 points in the playoffs.
No, I'm asking what level of a blowout. That's what I'm, because of, again, I think we're kind of underselling this game a little bit. Like we're getting
what do you
way too
think?
ahead.
What? Yeah, score possession.
I mean, again, we can again if we walk in and act like they're a weak team or a lesser, so much inferior of a team because of week 4. I hope we don't go into mentality of saying we won in week 4.
No, I don't
Right.
think,
No,
I don't,
no,
I don't
no,
think
no.
anybody's thinking that. It's still the Bills.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's. I just hope we don't, because
Right.
again, that's teams are completely different at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. You know, they add additions. Amari Cooper completely changed their offense.
Mhm.
Right.
From a stat standpoint, no, but it's forced other teams to play more zone versus man to man, which opens up the Keon Coleman's, opens up the Shakirs and all them guys.
Right.
And then again, multiple defensive players are going to be back. The run game is running. They probably have one of the deepest committees in the league from a run game standpoint.
Yeah, we definitely. I'm not taking it lightly, but just the momentum we have, the way that we're handling business. I think I don't know. It's just a different vibe, different feeling. The Bills. Josh Allen's great. Don't get me wrong. He's having a great year and everything like that. But I think Lamar just wants it more. And he has everybody on the same page. Like they got that bad taste in their mouth from last year, and it's just they're gonna do their thing. The defense, like that's the real game changer. The defensive line, they're getting pressure on 4. Like we don't even need to send blitzes.
Yeah, no. Like I said, agree. Again, the offense, the team from top to bottom is way above. Like it should be a 21-point game, just from a way that you look at the kind of differences.
Right.
But again, it's not about always just single moments or like again, it's any given game. Again, and the Bills' offense is clicking. The Bills' offense is like it's more dangerous when you have no true number 1 to cover. Because it's going to be, it can be anybody. It could be a Matt Collins, it can be a Shakir, it can be a Keon Coleman, it can be a Amari Cooper, it can be Curtis Samuel, it could be James Cook, it could be Ray Davis, it could be Todd Johnson, it could be both their tight ends. That's 13 different guys you can throw the ball to.
Right.
Absolutely.
Defensive scheme standpoint, I don't know who do you lock in on.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they go into the same game plan as they did last time and keep Josh Allen in the pocket.
Yeah. And their O-line's gotten so good. I mean, they have one of the best O-lines in the league right now.
I think the only way the Ravens lose this game is if we beat ourselves. The way we lost last year in the AFC Championship, we didn't stick to our plan. We completely went against the run. I don't think that's going to happen this year. But along with what I was seeing today, that Monken's getting interviewed for different head coaching jobs, his ass better. Todd, if you on this pod, You better stick to the damn game plan, man.
Bro, he's
Don't-
not paying
don't-
attention to that game plan. He's
like-
like interview with the Jaguars right now.
Don't be on that other shit, man. I swear to God, don't be on that other shit.
Why can't we keep anybody? You see some of these like organizations who will keep coaches for so long. I swear, it's like every time we have a great season, OC and DC gone. It's like imagine we had what was his name that went to the Seahawks? McDonald.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
number
we'd be-
one
This
defense.
team
I-
would be
One
nuts.
thought-
season.
I swear to
Gone.
God. I thought Mike McDonald was going to take over Harv's spot.
That's what people were pushing for. Let Harbaugh move,
I don't think Harbs will let that go. Not after one season.
but Harbs could have went up into higher up in the
He
organization.
could have, but
But I don't see him letting that happen. I'm just saying, if that's what a lot of fans at least wanted. was
with
let
Mike
McDonald take over.
McDonald, if I'm going into the playoffs, I'm scared to have him as a head coach. I'd rather have Harbaugh.
And I mean, we've seen it this year.
Are we though? Hold on, think about that though. What's Harbaugh's record though, other than that 2012 run in the playoffs?
He's won a playoff game every time they've been. besides-
One playoff game? You can't be like, oh well, he's got a playoff game. He ain't reaching ever since the Flacco years. We ain't consistently back to the AFC Championship. Flacco's the last run where we were battling the Patriots every season.
Right.
Since then, it's first round bounce.
John
I
Harbaugh
feel like Harbaugh is the biggest weak link up right now.
in the playoffs.
Harbaugh-
But what is it
definitely.
since we've had
Say it again, Matt.
Lamar?
I think Harbaugh is a weak link for the Ravens in general.
Right. He's definitely been like shaky when it comes to decision making and everything, and using timeouts, making challenges. Like, there's been a couple of times this season where he's thrown out some like challenge calls
Terrible.
that were we knew, like even like people sitting at home on their couches, we knew that wasn't a good challenge call. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck he was seeing, but
It's
And
like, look at the jumbotron, bro.
and not including like the Steelers game, because I thought he did well for the Steelers game for the most part. But there's been a lot of games this year when certain moments of games gotten tight, like close, and Harbaugh gets really tight and conservative, it feels like. And that's when he starts making some of the wrong play calls too, which
Well,
makes the
second half
game a
weird.
lot harder than what it needs to be.
yeah. The only thing that I'll say about Lamar is he just needs to stay within himself. He can't come into that game thinking he has to be Superman.
Yep.
He can't be coming in thinking that he's got to do this, he's got to do that.
Yeah.
Just stay focused, stick to the game plan, run, hand off the ball, do your thing. Don't try to be Superman. You know, take your throws when you can.
Just
And
let the game come.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Just do what he's been doing all season. Just I feel like in the playoffs, Lamar always has this thing of like in the Chiefs game last year, like we were down one score and he was trying to do too much. Like it was the third quarter where
Caught
it's
his own pass.
14-7. He's being a mental case, and that just can't happen. He got to stay cool, calm, and collected. And I think that's what he said in the interview. You know, when they asked him, he's got to stay, you know, with himself.
No, I agree. I will say, this is probably the best game that's going to happen all season. This is better than this
100%.
Bills game is going to be better than the AFC Championship game. This, whoever, like, that's going to be a great.
This is
I seen somewhere in some other podcast was saying they're like, this is going to be a 50 million people watching this game. They're like, this game is going to be massive.
It's MVP versus MVP.
This is gonna be crazy, bruh. My job, I'm taking off Monday regardless. Like Sunday night, I'm not coming in Monday. I'm not.
I'm excited for this one.
Matt, you have anything less to say before
No,
we get on?
like I said, excited for this game this week. I think it's going to be the best one for sure.
Score predictions, everybody.
Ravens 10.
Huh?
Ravens
by 10.
10.
Ravens by 10.
I'm going 28-17.
28-17. I think 31-13.
Honestly, I could see this being a field goal. Is
I
what's
think-
the battle between the game? I can see it coming down. Say we're up 10 points and Josh Allen throws a fucking bomb.
The last thing I want to happen is, I know this is crazy to say, but I don't want it to be in Justin Tucker's hands. I don't.
Let's manifest the Jackson 5.
Oh my
I'm gonna say
please.
I'm gonna say 35-21.
I think
Manifest the Jackson 5.
I'll put it at like a 28-17 then. We put a score on it. Ravens.
And I got, what did I say? 31-13.
Yeah, something like that.
31-13 I got.
All right.
Honestly, do you think that we're keeping Bills below 20 points?
Keep them below 20 points. It just, bro.
I think they
The
might.
last game, we started off hot. First play of the game, touchdown. It just depends on how, like Matt said, depends on how the game starts.
I think they. I'm
Any given Sunday.
If we come out like we did with the Steelers, offense and defense, we're going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
And keep the pressure on and finish strong. We can't, we got away with it with the Steelers, but if the Bills come out of the second half like the Steelers did,
Yeah, that shit was.
that is going to be way more troubling than
That's when
what we
Harbaugh
had
needs
with the
to fucking
Steelers.
Lock in, keep his foot down on the gas pedal.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just I don't want
like-
Harbaugh to get tight in that moment if it starts becoming like more of a shootout kind of. He goes away from what does well.
And hand it off to Derrick Henry. That's all you gotta do.
Hand it off to Derrick Henry and do play action.
It's 3rd and 20. You hand it off to Derrick Henry.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's our divisional picks. So we get a Chiefs Ravens AFC Championship rematch. How are we feeling?
I need it. I think I need it. I mean, I got the Texans, but
I want all the smoke.
we need that. We need that matchup again. I mean, that the story couldn't be written better than that, right?
Yeah.
To take away the Chiefs three-peat, I mean,
Oh my God, that'd be the icing on the cake.
we need it. We need it. But okay, and this is crazy to say, but if the Bills beat the Ravens, Bills go to the Chiefs or Texans. I think if the Bills beat us, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I think whoever wins Bill Ravens goes to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
And that's gonna hurt. Like, that'll hurt badly, but
Lost the champs.
we
But I feel like that's happened.
that's
every
that
playoff
I think
run.
that's gonna happen. I
Keep
don't think
losing to the
I
Chiefs.
think that Josh Allen's playing way better than Patrick Mahomes this season
Oh,
for
yeah.
surely. And just if they win against us, they're gonna have that momentum and they're gonna be so big headed. They're gonna take that momentum in the Arrowhead and dog them.
Because all they've heard this week is 35-10, 35-10. So that's going to be a mindset is going to feel like you're getting your get back, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. So, what do you guys think? The Bills beat us. That's crazy to say. But if the Bills beat us, what do you guys think? Chiefs going back, Texans beating the Bills, or the Bills, taking down
I
anybody?
don't think I'm gonna live to see it.
Right.
Bills. I think Bills win. They already showed us once they can get it done.
I don't think.
Right.
I don't think they go to the Super Bowl.
If the Bills beat us, they deserve it. So it's just like, just go.
I don't
Go
think.
ahead.
I don't think the Bills go to the Super Bowl.
What do you think, Matt?
And it's
No, I
because-
think Bills go to the Super Bowl as well. Just because they're playing good offense. Like their offense is playing phenomenal. Averaging like 30 points a game, so I don't think Kansas City is just going to be able to keep up in that one.
I have I'm genuinely curious. When does the MVP
February 6th.
February 6th? So if Josh Allen beats Lamar, you think that changes?
No,
No.
the playoffs they are not allowed to count.
Yeah.
Playoffs are not allowed.
So you got to tell me
Their
that them
votes
guys
already,
are.
their votes are already in.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, votes already in.
Because I would say that if they weren't already in, that would definitely change.
Yeah, no, that would.
The case.
But
Yeah.
they make sure that these awards are regular season only.
Hey,
Because if that was the
do
case,
any of you guys see like Speak for Yourself with Paul Pearson and Paul Pierce was talking about? I wanted to hear what your guys' thoughts on that.
It was a fucking-
I got mixed feelings, but he was like he thinks the divisional round, the wild card round should count towards the MVP voting.
no. No.
because his mindset is, say, for example, you have this phenomenal year. It's you and, like, say, David and Timmy back to back, and you go in and you get curb stomped in the playoffs, and the guy you're competing against balls out that first round. It's almost like he was like saying, like, you barely were even invited to the dance, kind of, and you weren't good enough at that moment.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
like I said, I don't think a wild card should count, but I just want to know what
No,
your guys'
sure.
thoughts on should a wild card maybe possibly count.
No.
No, if they want to count it, then make it. You
Then they
can't
should-
really count it because these awards, they're going to obviously comeback player of the year is going to Joe Burrow, right?
No,
You wouldn't give it. Say if Sam Darnold goes to the
No,
NFC
you're giving me Sam
Championship
Darnold.
game, you wouldn't give it to him.
So who's comeback player of the year?
Yeah, but Joe Burrow doesn't get to compete for that comeback player of the year.
Oh yeah, I get what you're
He's a
saying. Okay.
nominee
Yeah.
because Sam Darnold's in the playoffs and he's not.
No, I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm getting at. So these other players that are competing for these awards for the regular season don't get a chance to compete for them in the playoffs, which is why these awards are for regular season only.
Well, I mean, you should, if you're not in the
Definitely.
playoffs, you shouldn't even be in competition. Like,
No, but you
That should
shouldn't.
be-
But that's why I mentioned comeback player of the year award. That's why I mentioned
Okay.
that
now
specific.
I get what you're
award.
saying. No, I get what you're saying. No, I agree.
Like offensive player of the year, it's probably going to Saquon Barkley, or if
I think it goes to
it can go to Lamar Jackson, it can go to Josh Allen, it can go to any one of those three players. It can go to Jamar Chase, but Jamar Chase isn't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The other three are, so they get more games to play and compete for that award higher than Jamar Chase does, who has the triple crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like so, that's why it's a regular season thing.
I think Saquon definitely gets offensive player of the year. I mean, you can't deny what he did this season. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so in your face, along with the Eagles' success. Jamar Chase Jamar Chase is Jamar Chase. He got the triple crown and everything like that.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen what Saquon did in what
Years. It's been years.
years.
at Dickerson.
So
No,
And-
I think
and-
the
and then-
last time we saw a Saquon like season was in 2012 with Adrian Peterson.
and also I think Saquon, like if he had any other quarterback besides Jalen Hurts, he would have at least 8 or 9 more touchdowns
100%.
to his total because
The tush push.
they had
Jalen
like 8
did,
tush
yeah.
pushes or 9 tush pushes on the one. Saquon gets you all the way to the one, and you're just gonna
I hate that.
And that could
Like-
have added some impact for him from an MVP standpoint this year too.
right
Yeah.
like that's honestly that's terrible. If I'm a running back and I make it all the way down to the one, bro, give me a one chance, bro.
Yeah, let's see.
I was looking at the running back touchdown record for the season, and it's 28. It's held by LaDainian Tomlinson. And I was just thinking, because I'm like, you mentioned Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. I was also thinking about the 6 touchdowns that Josh Allen stole from James Cook, and how James Cook has the rushing touchdown. He's the rushing touchdown leader for this year at like 18 or 19 touchdowns. And that's 6 extra touchdowns he could have added to his stats. But I mean,
So what would that be,
the
24?
players that get these, something like that. The players that get these touchdowns, they get them for a reason. There's a reason these teams are in the playoffs playing for what they're playing for. And it's because Jalen Hurts is getting those touchdowns. It's because Josh Allen's getting those touchdowns when they need it. They probably steal them from the running back, but I mean, it's a team sport at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
I forgot what we were talking about.
Jalen Hurts stealing touchdowns from
I think we were on Ravens Bills predictions.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then we started talking about the AFC Championship.
Yep. On another scenario, if the Bills beat us.
Yeah.
Which, all right, so we all agreed Lions. Pretty
Yeah.
sure. Lions sweep
Yeah.
the NFC.
Except I said Eagles.
Do you got the Eagles beating the Lions?
Oh, yeah. I swear I do.
Okay, well.
Yeah, because he said that. He said
Nah,
he
he
wanted
said-
to be
but
the battle.
I don't think he believes
Philly
it.
and
I
Boston.
believe
I don't think
it.
he
I
believes
believe it.
But so how do we see either the 3
Let's
options?
jump on the line.
Actually, we got all of AFC. Who do we see
We saw the
losing to the Lions or beating the Lions.
I don't
Out
think
of
there's a
those four.
single team in the NFC that's beating the Chiefs, Ravens, or Bills in the Super Bowl.
So we think Houston's cooked against the Lions.
Yes, Houston's good.
I just wanted to see what everybody thought.
Yeah.
On that.
No, I agree
Honestly-
with that.
Yeah.
The NFC, yes, they're strong, but they're not AFC strong.
Honestly-
AFC had 3 juggernauts. It's insane.
Honestly, my take with Houston being the Chiefs is just my hatred and me just being spiteful for the Chiefs. Like, I just want to see somebody else. Like,
Yeah,
Chiefs, get the fuck out of here.
But not only that, the Chiefs haven't been playing. Like, yeah, they're
As
winning
good.
games, but they're not playing Chiefs football.
Yeah, they are.
Like Pat Mahomes, you're not beating. Chiefs aren't beating teams with Pat Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the reason they're winning.
It's like defense. The defense is why they were winning.
Yeah. And it's like the Ravens, Bills, and the Chiefs are like a rock, paper, scissors
Mhm.
match. Like the Bills have the best matchup against the Chiefs. The Chiefs have the best matchup against the Ravens. And the
have the
Ravens
best matchup against the Bills.
and the right. So it's like though like it's a toss up between rock, paper, and scissors at the end of the day. But in my opinion, it's just Baltimore's time. It's Raven. Flock, baby, flock.
I'll see y'all at the Super Bowl parade.
Oh yeah. Listen, we all agree. Whoever comes out of the AFC is going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
besides the Texans.
Yeah. What if the Texans went all the way through?
I shit
I'll
myself.
That
probably
would be
not
crazy.
watch Super Bowl.
Probably
I probably won't watch it at all.
If Houston somehow, some way made it to the Super Bowl, yeah, I wouldn't watch it.
It would be just as bad as 2018 Patriots versus Rams. That Super Bowl was dick.
Yeah.
That shit sucked. That was Jared Goff's Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He played horrible. Tom Brady played horrible too, but they won like 13-10 or some shit.
So, recap wild card, recap the divisional. But we got one more topic to go over.
Yeah, let's dabble in some coaching rumors. Let's start with Todd Monken.
Bro, please don't leave us.
He had an interview with the Jaguars today. He has an interview with the Bears tomorrow for head coaching jobs. Do we think Monken leaves?
It would be in his best interest to stay as offensive coordinator with Lamar, in my opinion.
I think so too. I think he's definitely elevated Lamar's game.
I mean, honestly, him being a head coach on the Bears or on the Jags is worse than him being a head coach for Georgia.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Why would he want to leave Georgia, come to the Ravens, have a great season, and then be like, fuck it, I'll go take over a dumpster fire?
Yeah, no,
Like-
I don't think he can do it. I'm not saying, no. I don't think Monken can succeed in Jacksonville. I don't think,
I don't
he
think anybody
can
can at
succeed
this
in
point.
Chicago either.
No.
I don't see him being that guy that's changing that team. This is not going to happen.
right.
I think he came into a great situation with having Lamar Jackson as his quarterback and having a great offense and having a complementary defense with him.
Yeah.
I think he came into the right situation at the right time. Not saying he's a bad coach. I don't see him taking over the Jags and Bears and being as successful as he is going to these championship games that he's going to.
Right.
Because he's had some questionable calls the past 2 years, especially that first game against the Chiefs.
Yeah. But I will say, I would feel more comfortable that he's staying if he had already declined the interviews,
But why-
especially during playoffs.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
your
Why
head
are these
should be on these
coaches?
games,
Why
not
are
looking.
these coaches allowed to take these interviews when they're in a playoff run?
Right. You need to be locked in. Why are you doing that
Like,
other
that should-
shit?
Yeah.
Ravens organization should shut that down. Like, look, you want that job, whatever. You wait till the offseason happens.
I was like, you want that job? Get the fuck out.
Well, you
Now.
can't come out mid playoffs.
Fuck 'em.
They were really cooked.
What you think, Matt?
No, I agree. Like I said, I think he's also slightly a benefactor, not slightly, a good sum benefactor off of Lamar too.
Yeah.
I don't think Monken was ahead of as much of a successful offensive coordinator career to start as he has somewhere else in the NFL if he didn't come here.
Oh, yeah.
So
The reason-
even that transition to a head coach. might be an issue.
I think the biggest question mark for head coaching positions is the Cowboys, and I think that's the most interesting.
I thought I
So-
seen he's gone.
You got anything on the Cowboys?
Mike McCarthy's out.
Yeah.
I did see, I don't have it in my notes here, but I did see that the Cowboys are looking to interview Robert Saleh from the Jets, and they're looking to interview Leslie Frazier, which are two. If I'm the
Frazier,
Cowboys, I'm
what-
going for Frazier.
Where did he coach?
I think he coached Chicago. I think he was with Chicago, and I think
remember
he was
the last
he was
name,
with
but I don't
Houston
remember.
too.
Okay,
Coached
that's maybe
Houston,
I'm thinking
too.
he was from Houston. I don't know. Yeah, me and you have talked about it. I like Salehi. I like that he was fired up. He reminds me of Dan Campbell.
Oh,
Definitely.
no, bro.
I think it was
You
just that
can't
Jets
let a
organization.
quarterback- You can't let a single player come in and say, "All right, you're my bitch now."
But
You
I don't
can't
think that
fucking
was
do
fully on him. I don't. I
He's the head
think the
coach.
organization was the ones that had their hand. Just like Jerry Jones runs. I mean, McCarthy's not doing nothing. Jerry Jones gets what he says.
That's why if Saleh goes to the Cowboys, then he's going to be another puppet. Just like
Well,
he
then
was
at
in
that
New
point,
York.
it doesn't matter who goes there.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
So,
matter.
I mean, shit, if I went there, it doesn't matter.
They
Jerry
had
Jones is gonna do
Jason
what he-
Garrett there for the longest time. Do we think Jason Garrett's a great head coach? Hell no.
I mean, if you look at the Cowboys' success over the past 15 years, I mean, what have they accomplished?
Nothing.
Nothing. They haven't accomplished anything in 25 years.
Right.
It's always been this is our year.
It's like something
And they're
needs
going to
to
keep
change.
saying it.
And that is it.
On repeat.
And like I seen a rumor today about Deion
Sanders is
Sanders making a name on the table for the head coaching position, but I think that's just media bullshit because he's too committed to Colorado from what I was seeing. And if he bails on them guys just right after Shador and Travis leaves, I think that's just going to be a
leave a
slap in
bad
the
taste.
face to the players at Colorado. Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, a lot of coaches won
Yeah.
championship bounce.
Yeah, but
Imagine being you're the next year up like, all right, they just won. Now we're gonna win, and your head coach bounces. It's the same thing. People got to take a job that the thing's better.
Right.
it's a little
But I
different
mean,
with
like,
Dion because it's
I don't
like
know,
he has
Deion
his
got-
two sons.
Deion got good at Colorado.
I agree. Though. It's still fucked either way.
What did you say, Matt?
It's different with Dion because it almost would feel like to the other players, you brought me in to build a roster to get your sons to the NFL. And now that they're there, I'm kind of
Yeah,
going.
right.
You guys are going now too.
Yeah, no, he legit built that school.
He
up.
built it, but it's like to leave that early. It would leave that sour taste a little bit.
I don't see him out of all places going to Dallas. I think he would want to go like a big city, like a New York, a Vegas.
Bro, but you got to think Deion played for the Cowboys.
He don't give a fuck about that. Dion,
Yes, he does.
Dion is fuck no. Then Dion could come to Baltimore. People, I mean, he played for multiple teams. It don't
Bruh.
matter where.
Come on, now that was on the back end of his career.
It don't matter. Mark Ingram was at the Ravens back end of his career, and he loves it here.
Right.
Still comes there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Uh,
But
There's another coach that the Ravens are familiar with, and that's playing against them. It's Arthur Smith. He just had a head coach interview with the Jets today.
here for him.
the Jets need to do something. I mean, like,
They need to
Arthur Smith
relocate.
is not the answer.
No.
He sucks. He's probably the worst coach I've ever witnessed.
That Robert Saleh move was terrible too.
and also let me speak on one thing. Just thinking about the whole AFC East in general. Josh Allen got a lot of praise this season for the record and everything, blah, 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 blah. But if you look at the difference between the strength of schedule between the AFC East and the AFC North, it's like, what's there to compare to? I mean, I would take the Browns over
Dolphins.
a lot of the AFC East teams, like the Patriots, the Dolphins. I got the Browns beating the Dolphins any day of the week this season. I can't lie.
Bills
And,
got blessed with 6 free wins this season.
yeah, like the Bills get these free wins, 6 free wins, and like you come to the North and it's like every game's a dogfight.
I think the Bills were 2-3 against playoff teams this year.
Like the
Besides
Browns were
their
tanking
winning
and they
with
were
the
still
Broncos.
giving a fight. Like they still got some good comp over there. What do you
Yeah, I
think?
think it's like the part of it was the expectations. I think we all sat around before the season, and handful of people predicted them third in the division or not even making the playoffs. I think that plays effect into it.
Are you talking about the Bills?
With the Bills, yeah, a lot of people had low expectations. I think most people had Jets, and some people had Jets and Miami coming into the season with all the lost players they had.
I think when we did that pod, I think I had the Jets winning that division, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure everyone had Jets or Miami.
No, I had the Jets at the bottom. I hate the Jets, bro. From the start when they picked up Rodgers, I was immediately a non-believer. I don't believe
100%.
Rodgers.
But like I said, I think it's a mixture because the expectations. Yes, the schedule overall was not strong, but then you beat Kansas City.
Like,
the only team to beat Kansas City all year. No one really counts that loss for Denver at the end of the year because no one's playing.
Yeah. That's why you can judge a book by its cover, because we were all thinking Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall.
No, I said you guys are crazy. No way.
Like, how do you not have success with them?
Yeah.
Along with the Devontae Adams pickup, like mid-season or whatever.
I mean,
like, how do you fail that bad?
It's an organization thing.
And, well, yeah. Why do you expect anything different? I mean, if it's a dumpster fire, right, and they get some nice like fire extinguishers and stuff around it or whatever, something to kind of clean it up. If they don't put it out, it's still a dumpster fire. It's always going to be, no matter what you do to it. It's a terrible organization.
Yeah, they're cursed.
They were like, he was basing players' evaluations off of Madden ratings. Yeah. Like, oh, that guy had a low Madden rating. I didn't want him. They said something like that with Jerry Jeudy, I think it was.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the organization's horrendous. And again, you don't choose who you play against. You beat Detroit in the shootout. You shoot out the Rams. You have quality games.
Didn't
have the easy game.
Didn't the start of the season though? The Jets beat the Chiefs though, right?
Who?
I think that was last season.
No,
that was last.
Jets did beat the Chiefs. I thought it was no. Broncos and Bills. Oh, well, they put up a good fight, I guess.
I think they did put up a good fight.
Where's your right there.
We're all stuck together. All right, I had to go get some more beer. But
are you warmed up at all over there, Matt? Feeling a little better?
A little bit. I can't figure out how to get the fan off.
That's good. Shit. Robert Saley. He had an interview with the Raiders today.
Yeah.
And Van Joseph had an interview with the Raiders. Todd Monk had an interview with the Jaguars, and Bobby Slowick had an interview with the Jets.
What type of I wonder what pick did the Raiders have this year?
Like 2 or 3. It's pretty low. Brian Flores, Friday, tomorrow, he'll be interviewing with the Jets and Jaguars. And then he has an interview with the Bears on Saturday. Now, that's a coach that I think will change all those teams. I like Brian Flores and what he brings to the defense plan because he's the defensive coordinator for the Vikings.
I like him in Chicago a lot. I think saw what that defense really could be. And you add someone like Brian Flores into the mix.
Yeah.
I think if you send him to the Jets.
No, it's the same place. But again, it's the Jets. Yeah, it's the Jets.
Yeah.
Until someone does it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd argue the Browns have had more success than the Jets have had.
They have a time head coach of the year,
which is sad because Browns have 4 different QBs this year.
Mm-hmm.
What's up with the Steelers and their head coach?
They're locked in on Tomlin.
Are they?
Arthur Smith's going though.
Should be out.
You think Tomlin should be out?
Yeah, it's time for a change. It's not like because Tomlin's doing a bad job. It just feels like everything's kind of gotten stale now. A little
bit.
Yeah.
You know, it
Like,
doesn't.
it's the same
Sometimes
old,
a
same
message,
old.
yeah, and sometimes a message doesn't always carry as years go on. You know, and sometimes you get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again. A change of scenery might be nice.
Yeah,
But
Definitely.
I think the Steelers only had what 3 head coaches.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their biggest thing is getting that. All right, we were above 500.
Yeah,
Great season, boys. We'll
Keep
see
it
you back
pushing.
next year. Like, I don't know, but I mean, could you say it's also the same as Harbaugh? I mean, we've had Harbaugh for almost as long.
Yeah, they were saying that Harbaugh and Tomlin have the longest record rivalry
Mhm.
compared to who was it? Lombardi and a different head coach. I forgot his name, but
Yeah.
back in the 50s. Like, that's crazy.
Do you guys think that Bill Belichick should stay at UNC or try to
Yes.
take an opportunity with another NFL team?
No,
stay in college.
Bro, he's building an NFL pipeline.
Yeah, it's just gonna add more to his legacy.
Mm.
And he's
People
gonna
keep
do
saying,
something that-
oh, he's going to be a Cowboy or something like that, and I'm like, bro, no, he's not. He's locked in.
I think Bill Belichick could do something with the Bears though.
Yeah,
I don't think Belichick can run an NFL team the way he ran the Patriots back then. I don't think it's possible. I think him getting control of a younger group of athletes helps him set in the old ways of the NFL on how he used to run the Patriots, and that will help those players be successful.
Right.
And I think that's why he's at UNC, where his father or his grandfather. That's where he was.
Don't his girlfriend go to UNC too?
That's where he met her.
God damn, Bill Belichick's like
Bro.
60. He got like a
Did you guys
24-year-old
see that
girlfriend.
video when he
What
was,
is going
he was running
on?
out of her house?
What
He was like shirtless and
Like,
he ran out of her house.
what could Bill Belichick have in common with the 24-year-old? Like, what is Bill
Interest.
Belichick saying at the family dinner?
I mean, he's probably
it's just weird, man. It's just so weird.
That's a really real weird situation, but
did it how you can.
Yeah,
right.
I don't think Belichick goes to the NFL anymore. I think he's done with the NFL. He's gonna make a pipeline. He's gonna make UNC the pipeline, and maybe in the next 4 years we'll be saying how the UNC's the new LSU.
Only thing is though, is how the league has changed so much when it comes to the offense, especially with the dual QB now. Every team is trying to get one. Do we really think that Belichick is going to be the pipeline of a dual QB coming into the league?
Good
He's going to look. I think he's going to try to find that same
pocket pass.
Tom Brady formula that he had, and he's going to try to install that in UNC. And I just don't see. I mean, every
That's
kid
why I'm
nowadays
saying
wants
that's
to
why
be running
his
QB.
formula doesn't work in the NFL anymore.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to transfer either to college then, because if that's the case, like every college kid coming up is now
I think being in the college, you can mold minds easier.
I mean,
than you can with.
no, I will
kids in the
agree.
NFL.
if he got like a Bo Nix, someone who's a gunslinger with an arm,
Yeah.
that might have also helped him a lot.
But also, if you like, I don't know if you guys have watched like when Bill Belichick comes on these shows and like when NFL games are playing, he'll like just analyze the game and the quarterback position and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, from what it seems is like he's hip with he understands like the game has changed. It's a mobile quarterback game now. So like Lamar's the standard now. So
Absolutely.
like we're not looking for a Tom Brady in the NFL. We're looking for a Lamar Jackson or a Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So Bill Belichick, he understands that he's one of the best coaches of all time. Like,
He tried.
up for
I
debate.
mean,
So he ain't gonna
you can't say he didn't try.
he's not
can't
gonna go into college and try to revert back to the 2010s. He's gonna roll with the future, in my
think he
opinion.
rolls with it?
I think he does. Especially like, I don't know,
I mean, he hanging with that young girlfriend.
With-
He might got that young mindset now.
like, and the young talent, the young college talent, they understand it as well. They're not trying to be a fucking Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. They're trying to be a Lamar Jackson. They're trying to be a Josh Allen. They're trying to be a Patrick Mahomes.
Everybody.
They see how the mobile quarterback is the way. They can't last in
The pocket passer form.
in college or the NFL being just a pocket passer.
I mean, look, Bo Nix and JD5 both had great seasons.
I think there was a
Mobile.
statistic that, I mean, all playoff teams have a mobile quarterback to some degree,
All playoff teams?
except for Jared Goff and Matt Stafford,
No,
Yeah.
I think
right?
I think Jared Goff's
Yeah, I
more. He has more wheels than Stafford.
Tropic Herbo, what's going on, fellas? It's Nick.
Bomberg.
Yes, sir. Bomb
Bomberg,
Bizzle.
what
What's up, baby? Thanks for
At
tapping
least
in, bro.
AFC wise,
DJ Stroud don't got wheels.
He'll get
He's a-
active
he's
if
a-
we need to.
I don't know, dude. He's a pocket passer.
Stroud to get mobile. Stroud to take off out of the pocket if he needs to.
He
But-
can move around the pocket. He's not one to take off and go 20 yards downfield.
Right.
Oh, we don't need, but you don't need to get 20 yards. Get that first down. That's
But-
mobile enough
but-
for me.
The thing is, CJ Stroud, he's mobile enough to move around the pocket. He can scramble
He just needs
and
to
throw on
extend
the
plays.
run.
Oh yeah,
he can extend
he's a good
plays.
elusive quarterback
Like,
when it comes
that's-
to
that's-
running around and throwing.
Right. That's the difference in the game now. You need to be able to do that.
Especially edge rushers nowadays. I mean, bro, nobody can sit in the pocket anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Edge rushers are running faster than
Yeah,
running backs
they're
nowadays. Like,
freaks
it's
of
crazy.
nature now. Yeah, that's just not happening.
Any other coaching rumors you wanna bring up?
No, I think that was it.
Matt, you got any big coaching rumors that you
No,
like?
I think that's really about it. I think everybody's really set right now.
Other than
There's a lot of
Giants
moving
pass.
pieces though, but we can't really go over everything.
Yeah,
That's
we're on that 2-hour mark now.
God damn.
I think we should wrap her up.
Thanks. So, Matt, how you feeling over there? You still warm?
Yeah, I'm warmer.
Man, David got these damn windows open. It's giving a nice chill right now.
I feel like I'm outside.
Yeah, yeah,
Close it, become hell in here.
yeah. Nah, it was a good show. Good show. I thought it went real well today, guys.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think so too. Now it's all four of us, and we're going to continue to do all four of us, hopefully.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
Get this rolling, especially in the off season. Get some basketball, baseball content up.
Matt. Next pod, we all four need to be here. We can't be doing the Zoom, man.
Yeah. No, I'll
We
be
need
there
you here,
next time. I'll be there
man.
next time.
That's what I
So,
like.
A little
to
bit
hear.
of a drive. A little bit of a drive.
Facts.
How do we all sound to you? Like, give me
Everything's clear. Everything's
Like
real
I have
clear.
right now.
Good.
You think it's clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's real good.
For sure. And shit, over the next couple of weeks and months, we're definitely going to be upgrading the setup. I think with David, what he got going on here is great. We just need a little bit of better lighting, and that
That's what
type
I'm
of
saying.
deal. But that's
If I can get shit hooked up in that living room over there, get like 1 chair, 2 chair, 3 chair, 4 chair,
Mhm.
get a tripod set up,
Yeah.
have the laptop set up somewhere,
Yeah.
try and get different camera angles. Like we can make something.
if anybody watching the pod has some good recommendations for products for the setup, drop them below. You know what I mean? We'll take a look at it and everything like that.
No, definitely.
We got to improve.
Yeah. No, definitely.
But
Sound
That's it.
off,
That's a
baby.
wrap.
yes, sir.
That's a wrap. It's the second live stream.
Number 2 with
we're-
Tim today.
We're capping off at 79 viewers right
There
now.
was 82 at one point.
Okay, so right now we're at 79. So we're signing off. It was
Yeah.
a good show.
Appreciate
Shout out to
everybody
everybody
Hey, guys.
tapping in.
Hey, and thank you for commenting, for giving us
Yeah, thanks
feedback.
for all the support.
Man, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you guys.
Next pod, people get more active in the comments. We're gonna read every comment.
Yeah, reading comments,
Any
and tell
questions
your
y'all
friends.
got, we gonna go over them. You know, we're gonna be interactive. So I like how we're doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nope.
All right.
All right, Matt, you take it easy, Matt.
All right,
We'll
see you guys. Take it easy.
Deuces.
Man,
That's true.
and it was 79. I like it.